There's a kind of happiness that doesn't depend on life's ups and downs, a happiness that feels steady, calm and deep, no matter what comes our way. It's the kind of happiness that doesn't get shaken by a bad day at work, unexpected bills, or even the challenging moments with people in our lives. This is a happiness that isn't just about being in a good mood or having good luck. It's something that can last through storms, setbacks, and the twists of fate. This happiness lives within us, waiting to be discovered, and there's a clear path to finding it. Thousands of years ago, a group of wise thinkers discovered a way to live with this kind of happiness. They learned to let go of the things they couldn't control, to see challenges as opportunities, to stay calm in the face of adversity, and to embrace life fully with all its imperfections. These thinkers were the Stoics, and their insights still resonate powerfully today. In a world that's often filled with stress, uncertainty, and endless demands, their timeless wisdom offers a way to find happiness that goes beyond momentary pleasure or fleeting joy. It offers a way to live that feels balanced, fulfilling, and unbreakable. So, what's the key to this kind of happiness? It begins with a shift in perspective, a decision to live life on our own terms, from the inside out, instead of letting external circumstances dictate how we feel. Stoic wisdom teaches us that we don't need to be ruled by every little setback or piece of bad news. We don't have to be overwhelmed by the actions or opinions of others. Instead, we can choose to stay focused on our own values, our own purpose, and the things that truly matter to us. In doing so, we become resilient, calm, and yes, genuinely happy. What's even more inspiring is that this happiness isn't reserved for the lucky few. It doesn't require special skills, wealth, or status. It's something we can all cultivate with simple, consistent actions, and it begins with understanding a few core principles that the Stoics lived by. These principles are practical, straightforward, and relevant for anyone, whether dealing with daily stresses or life's biggest challenges. Each one of these principles offers a stepping stone toward living a life filled with joy, purpose, and lasting contentment. One of the most powerful lessons the Stoics taught was that we only have control over our own choices, thoughts, and actions. So much of our unhappiness comes from trying to control things that are beyond our reach. Other people's opinions, unexpected changes, even the passage of time. The Stoics remind us that the only things we truly control are our own attitudes and responses. By focusing on what we can control, we free ourselves from the frustration and disappointment that come from chasing after things we were never meant to command. Instead, we reclaim our energy, putting it where it matters most, into living with purpose, integrity, and peace. Another lesson centers on the power of perception. The Stoics understood that our experience of life is shaped not so much by what happens to us, but by how we interpret it. It's as if each event in life is a blank canvas, and we get to decide what picture we'll paint on it. Will a challenge be something that pulls us down, or will we view it as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate? By learning to see things from a positive and constructive perspective, we gain a new sense of control over our happiness. Obstacles no longer seem like barriers, but become stepping stones on the path to becoming our best selves. Then there's the lesson of self-restraint, the quiet yet powerful ability to pause before reacting. It's so easy to be swept away by our emotions, especially in difficult situations, but the Stoics believed that true strength comes from being able to step back and choose our response. With self-restraint, we find freedom from the habits and impulses that often lead to regret. We gain the power to respond to life with clarity and calm, protecting our peace and building our inner strength. The Stoics also embraced adversity as a chance to grow. They understood that life wouldn't always be easy, but they saw value in facing hardships head-on. Every difficulty, they believed, could teach us something valuable. Each struggle could be a lesson in resilience, a reminder of our own strength, or an invitation to look at life from a new angle. By welcoming adversity instead of fearing it, we transform challenges into opportunities for personal growth, making our happiness not just a feeling, but a state of being that's built on a solid foundation. Living in the present is another core Stoic principle, and it's one that many people find life-changing. How often do we find ourselves worrying about things that might happen or replaying events that are already over? This constant tug-of-war between the past and the future pulls us away from the only time we truly have, now. The Stoics taught that happiness is found in living fully in the present, unburdened by regrets or fears. By learning to focus on the moment at hand, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and open up space for joy, gratitude, and connection. The people we surround ourselves with also play a huge role in our happiness. The Stoics were wise in choosing their friends carefully, understanding that relationships have the power to lift us up or bring us down. By spending time with those who encourage our growth, share our values, and bring out the best in us, we create a support system that nurtures our well-being. In a world full of distractions and surface-level connections, this lesson serves as a reminder of the importance of true friendship and meaningful bonds. One of the Stoic practices that's both humbling and empowering is the reflection on mortality, or memento mori. This is the idea of remembering that life is short and each moment is precious. Instead of making us anxious, this reflection brings a sense of urgency to live fully, to make each day count, and to focus on what truly matters. It's a practice that helps us let go of trivial concerns, find courage to pursue our dreams, and appreciate the people and experiences that fill our lives with meaning. In times of hardship, the Stoics found comfort in gratitude. Rather than seeing life's challenges as unfair burdens, they practiced looking for the silver linings, no matter how small. Gratitude became a tool for resilience, a way to turn adversity into an opportunity for inner strength. This simple act of appreciating even the difficult moments reminds us that happiness doesn't come from a life free of hardship, but from finding purpose, lessons, and growth within them. The Stoics also taught the power of detaching from material desires. In a world where happiness is often measured by possessions, they understood that true contentment comes from within. By focusing less on external things and more on our own inner resources, our character, our integrity, and our values, we find a happiness that doesn't depend on what we own, but on who we are. This kind of happiness is unshakable, a source of inner peace that remains steady regardless of external circumstances. A strong inner life is essential for lasting happiness, and the Stoics knew that this requires self-knowledge and self-control. They taught that knowing oneself, understanding our strengths, weaknesses, and values, is the foundation for a meaningful life. With this self-knowledge, we can build self-control, aligning our actions with our values, and creating a sense of integrity that brings deep satisfaction. Daily reflection was another practice that kept the Stoics grounded, intentional, and focused on growth. Taking a few moments each day to assess our actions, think about what went well, and consider where we can improve helps us stay aligned with our values and continuously grow. This small habit can have a profound impact, helping us live each day with purpose and clarity. The Stoics emphasized the importance of living with virtue, courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom. These four virtues served as guiding stars, helping them respond to life's challenges with integrity and compassion. By embodying these virtues in our own lives, we create a foundation for happiness that's rooted in doing what's right, standing by our values, and treating others with respect and kindness. In a world that often chases instant gratification, the Stoics remind us of the value of finding joy in the journey itself. They teach us to live each day fully, to embrace life's beauty and its challenges, and to build a happiness that endures. As we explore these Stoic lessons, we're invited to transform our lives from the inside out, to cultivate a happiness that's unbreakable, resilient, and deeply fulfilling. As we step into these teachings, it becomes clear that peace and happiness often come from a surprising shift in focus. A central truth that the Stoics understood is this: much of our suffering doesn't come from life itself, but from trying to control things that don't respond to our will. Imagine how much stress and energy we waste each day, trying to change outcomes that are beyond our reach. Life can throw anything at us, from small inconveniences to major upheavals, and it's natural to feel frustrated by these disruptions. Yet, there's a powerful freedom that arises when we learn to focus only on what we can influence and let go of the rest. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, devoted his life to exploring this principle. His wisdom urges us to release our grip on what we can't control, allowing us to channel our energy toward things we can. The truth is, trying to manage everything can drain us, leaving little energy to actually enjoy the life we have. Imagine reaching the end of a long day, only to realize you spent most of it caught up in worry, frustration, or regret about things that you could never have changed in the first place. This is where Epictetus's insight becomes invaluable, guiding us to a better use of our mental and emotional resources. He once said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." At first glance, this seems simple enough, but if we look closely, this lesson is like a key that unlocks a new way of living. Epictetus believed that when we focus only on what's within our power, we build a life of calm, resilience, and genuine contentment. It's a way of life that allows us to embrace challenges and setbacks with a steady heart, knowing that our peace lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering our responses to it. To live this principle, the first step is understanding what is and isn't within our control. In a way, we are often like actors in a play. We can choose our words, our actions, and our attitudes, but the stage, the script, and the other characters aren't entirely up to us. We don't control how others will react, the weather, or even the daily flow of events around us. Trying to force these external elements into our desired shape is like shouting at the wind. Epictetus teaches us that we should care deeply about our own role, striving to play it with excellence while letting the rest unfold as it will. This shift doesn't mean we stop caring about what happens. It simply means we redirect our care toward things where our effort makes a difference. In this way, we move from a state of frustration to a state of empowered acceptance. Our thoughts, beliefs, intentions, and choices are the true centers of control in our lives. These are the areas where we hold real influence, and when we commit to mastering them, we unlock the potential for true peace. Epictetus understood that our minds are like a garden that needs tending. If we let weeds of worry, frustration, and resentment grow, they will choke out our peace. However, by nurturing thoughts of acceptance, resilience, and patience, we create a flourishing inner life that's less affected by outside conditions. Imagine a person who has worked hard to maintain their inner calm. When a difficult situation arises, they are able to stay centered, responding with wisdom rather than letting anger or fear take over. This isn't about suppressing emotions, but about guiding them with intention. Epictetus believed that this kind of inner mastery is not only possible, but essential to finding happiness. Another key to understanding this teaching is recognizing how much time and energy we waste on things we can't change. It's easy to get caught up in mental battles over past events, disappointments, or the behavior of others. We replay conversations in our minds, thinking of how we should have responded or what we should have said differently. Yet, each moment spent dwelling on what we can't control is a moment lost from what we can. When we free ourselves from the need to control everything, we regain that lost time and energy, which we can then invest in pursuits that bring us joy, growth, and purpose. Epictetus encourages us to practice this art of release, to set down the burden of what we cannot alter so that we can walk forward more lightly. Releasing control doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent. In fact, this mindset empowers us to take action where it matters most. When we accept that we can't control how others think or behave, we're freed to focus on our own growth, our own choices, and our own values. This shift is liberating because it means we are no longer dependent on the approval, validation, or opinions of others to feel whole. Think about how many decisions we make out of a desire to please others or to avoid conflict. But what if we could make choices based purely on our own inner compass? This is the kind of freedom that Epictetus speaks of, a freedom that's grounded in clarity and self-respect. By letting go of external expectations, we give ourselves permission to live authentically, driven by what truly matters to us. There's also a tremendous sense of calm that comes from accepting the natural flow of life. The Stoics often compared life to the changing seasons. Just as we can't control the arrival of winter or spring, we can't control many of life's events. We can only choose how we respond to them. Epictetus teaches us to embrace the natural rhythm of life, understanding that there will be times of abundance and times of scarcity, times of joy and times of sorrow. By accepting this rhythm, we align ourselves with the way things are rather than fighting against them. This acceptance doesn't mean we welcome hardships or struggles, but it does mean we acknowledge their presence and work with them instead of against them. Imagine the peace that comes from not needing every moment to go your way, from trusting that you can handle whatever comes, because you know that your strength lies within. Epictetus also invites us to see every challenge as an opportunity to practice this principle. When we encounter difficulties, it's easy to fall into the habit of complaining or wishing things were different. But Epictetus would remind us that these moments are precisely when we get to apply our philosophy. Each setback, each disappointment, each time something doesn't go according to plan, we have the chance to reaffirm our commitment to focusing on what's within our control. This mindset turns challenges into stepping stones for growth. Instead of seeing problems as threats to our happiness, we start to see them as exercises that strengthen our resilience and patience. This isn't about ignoring difficulties, but about responding to them with a steady mind and an open heart. Another profound aspect of this lesson is its ability to create inner freedom. When we stop worrying about things outside our control, we free ourselves from the chains of expectation. Epictetus believed that much of human suffering comes from expecting things to go a certain way, only to feel disappointed when they don't. By releasing these expectations, we create space for peace. This doesn't mean we stop having goals or desires. Rather, we hold them lightly, knowing that while we may work toward them, the outcome isn't entirely up to us. In this way, we protect our happiness from the ups and downs of external events, learning to find joy and fulfillment in our own efforts and intentions. Living this principle requires a daily commitment, a gentle reminder to ourselves to let go of what we can't change. At first, it may feel unnatural or even difficult, especially in a world that often emphasizes control and achievement. But with practice, this approach becomes a source of strength. Each day, as we encounter situations that test our patience or challenge our peace, we have the opportunity to choose where we place our focus. We can choose to invest our energy in what builds us up, rather than letting it drain away on things we can't control. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, a way of living that brings greater clarity, resilience, and contentment. Epictetus's insight also teaches us to respect the autonomy of others. Just as we can't control every aspect of our own lives, we certainly can't control the lives of those around us. We may wish that others would act differently, that they would see things from our perspective or make choices that align with our values. But Epictetus reminds us that each person has their own journey, their own choices, and their own lessons to learn. By letting go of the need to change others, we allow them the freedom to be themselves, and we allow ourselves the freedom to be at peace with that. This doesn't mean we don't offer guidance or support. It simply means we don't tie our happiness to the decisions of others. Ultimately, this principle leads us to a profound sense of inner peace. When we accept that we can't control everything, we make room for a sense of trust, a trust in ourselves, in the process of life, and in our ability to handle whatever comes our way. We stop resisting reality and start embracing it, not because everything is perfect, but because we know we have the strength to meet each moment as it is. This is the gift that Epictetus offers us, a way to live that is grounded in reality, empowered by acceptance, and open to the possibilities of each new day. This path doesn't promise a life free of challenges, but it does promise a life filled with the calm assurance that we can face whatever comes with a steady heart and a clear mind. In this way, we find a happiness that is both enduring and true. As we begin exploring the next profound Stoic insight, we turn our attention to something that can shape the course of our lives more than we often realize: perception. Epictetus believed that events themselves have no power over us. Rather, it is our interpretations of these events that determine how we feel, think, and act. This teaching reveals a hidden strength we all possess, one that allows us to transform any circumstance by changing how we view it. This power isn't about avoiding difficulties or dismissing hardships, but about approaching each experience with a mindset that empowers rather than limits us. Every day we encounter situations that, on the surface, might seem troubling or inconvenient. These challenges can trigger stress, disappointment, or even anger if we view them as threats or unfair obstacles. However, if we shift our perspective, seeing them not as barriers but as openings for growth, our experience changes completely. Epictetus saw this reframing as a path to both inner peace and personal resilience. When we learn to look beyond the surface, when we choose to find meaning or opportunity within each challenge, we transform not only our immediate reactions, but also the lasting impact those experiences have on us. Our perception is like a lens through which we interpret the world. This lens can either be clouded by fear, frustration, and negative judgments, or it can be clear, allowing us to see possibilities where we once saw only limitations. Epictetus taught that we are not passive receivers of our reality. Instead, we actively shape our reality by choosing how we interpret our experiences. This choice is a gift, a freedom that remains with us no matter what unfolds. Through this shift in perception, we can find calm in chaos, purpose in pain, and even joy in unexpected circumstances. Reframing challenges as opportunities starts with understanding that difficulties are often the raw materials for personal growth. When we encounter setbacks, they can feel like walls blocking our path. Yet, if we approach these obstacles as chances to learn something valuable, they become tools that refine us. For example, a conflict with a friend or co-worker can be an opportunity to practice patience, to strengthen communication skills, or to deepen understanding. When we stop seeing obstacles as enemies and start viewing them as allies in our journey, our entire experience of life changes. Each challenge becomes a teacher, and each struggle a step toward greater resilience. There is a deep peace that arises when we embrace this approach, especially in times of hardship. When we face a challenge with the mindset that it can serve us in some way, we remove the sting of helplessness and frustration. We no longer feel like victims of circumstance. Instead, we feel like active participants in our lives, empowered to make choices that benefit us, regardless of the situation. This isn't about ignoring pain or pretending that everything is easy. It's about finding the hidden potential within each moment. It's about asking, how can I grow from this, rather than, why is this happening to me? This shift from resistance to acceptance opens us up to a more harmonious relationship with life itself. Perception also shapes the way we interact with the world around us. When we choose to see people and situations through a compassionate, understanding lens, we build stronger, more positive connections. For instance, when someone acts in a way that disappoints us, our initial reaction might be judgment or frustration. Yet, if we pause and reframe the experience, we may find that there is room for empathy. Perhaps the person is going through their own struggles, or perhaps they acted out of misunderstanding rather than malice. By choosing to interpret their behavior with patience and kindness, we not only maintain our inner peace, but also create an environment that fosters better relationships and mutual respect. Reframing is a skill that takes practice, especially in moments when our initial response is negative. It's easy to view things negatively, to feel like life is unfair, or to believe that we're being burdened without reason. But the Stoics teach us that this initial reaction isn't set in stone. We have the power to pause, take a step back, and question our first interpretation. With time and intention, we can cultivate the habit of looking for the silver lining, of seeing beyond immediate discomfort to the growth and strength that lie on the other side. Another powerful aspect of this practice is its ability to break down fears and anxieties. So often, our worries are rooted in perceptions that amplify threats, making them appear larger than they actually are. Epictetus reminds us that these fears are often illusions, products of our own mind's tendency to fixate on what might go wrong. By reframing our worries, by challenging the belief that every unknown outcome is something to fear, we weaken the grip that anxiety holds over us. This doesn't mean we ignore risks or avoid planning for the future. Rather, it means we approach uncertainty with a sense of curiosity and resilience. We start to trust that whatever happens, we have the inner resources to handle it. This trust becomes a source of strength, helping us face each day with courage and openness. Through the practice of positive perception, we also gain clarity in making decisions. Often, we struggle with choices because we're caught up in fear of failure or regret. Yet, when we shift our perspective, when we view each path as an opportunity for growth, we become less afraid of making the wrong choice. We realize that no path is perfect, but each one offers unique experiences and lessons. By focusing on what we can gain rather than what we might lose, we make decisions with a calm, steady mind. This clarity is one of the greatest gifts of Stoic perception, allowing us to move forward in life with confidence and purpose. There's also a sense of freedom that comes from reframing. When we accept that every experience can offer something valuable, we are less weighed down by resentment, regret, or disappointment. Life becomes an open field of possibilities rather than a series of tests we must endure. This openness allows us to embrace life fully, to meet each moment with curiosity and readiness. Rather than feeling bound by expectations or outcomes, we become free to experience life as it is, to find meaning and beauty in even the smallest details. This freedom is the result of realizing that our happiness doesn't depend on life going our way, but on our ability to find peace and purpose in whatever comes. Epictetus encourages us to develop a thankful perception, one that recognizes the gifts in life's challenges as well as its blessings. This mindset transforms not only our experiences, but also our character. By choosing to interpret events in a positive, constructive way, we cultivate gratitude, patience, and resilience. We become people who are not easily shaken, who can find strength in struggle and joy in simplicity. This shift in perception doesn't change the world around us, but it changes how we experience it. And that is where true transformation begins. Each day offers countless opportunities to practice this approach. In moments of stress or disappointment, we can remind ourselves of the choice we have in interpreting the event. Instead of falling into old habits of frustration or worry, we can ask ourselves how we might view the situation in a way that uplifts rather than depletes us. This question, though simple, has the power to change our entire day. Over time, as we make this choice again and again, it becomes second nature, a new way of seeing the world that brings inner peace and a sense of steady joy. By embracing this Stoic principle, we learn that perception is a tool, one that allows us to navigate life with grace and resilience. We are no longer bound by the immediate appearance of things, but can look deeper, finding value where we might have once found only frustration. This perspective gives us the strength to face any challenge with a calm, steady heart, knowing that within every experience there is something that can serve us, something that can help us grow. Through this practice, we build a life that is grounded in peace, filled with purpose, and open to the endless opportunities that each new day brings. Having explored the power of perception and how reframing challenges can transform our lives, we now turn to another essential Stoic principle that builds on this insight: self-restraint. Mastering self-restraint is a vital skill that helps us keep our inner peace intact, regardless of what unfolds around us. It is the art of responding to life with intention rather than being swept away by impulsive reactions. This practice not only protects our peace, but strengthens our sense of control over our lives, allowing us to stay centered in the face of external disturbances. Self-restraint begins with a simple awareness. Not every situation deserves a reaction, and not every emotion needs to be expressed. When we react impulsively, we often add unnecessary fuel to a situation, making it larger or more complicated than it needs to be. By choosing restraint, we create a space between stimulus and response, allowing us to act from a place of calm and wisdom rather than from heated emotions. In this space we find freedom, the freedom to choose our response thoughtfully, to respond rather than react, and to protect our inner calm. In moments of frustration or anger, it's easy to feel like we have no choice but to react. However, self-restraint teaches us that there is always a choice. We may not control the situations we face, but we control how we respond to them. This understanding can be deeply empowering. Instead of letting external events dictate our emotions, we learn to guide our own reactions. For example, when someone speaks to us harshly, our first impulse might be to respond defensively or angrily. But if we exercise restraint, we can pause and ask ourselves if responding in that way would truly serve us. By holding back and considering our options, we give ourselves the chance to choose a response that reflects our values and protects our peace. Epictetus often emphasized the importance of training our responses to difficult situations, just as we might train our physical body to grow stronger and more resilient. Mastering self-restraint is a mental discipline, one that requires practice and patience. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but learning to manage them in a way that serves us. Self-restraint is about recognizing that our emotions are valid, but not allowing them to control us. Instead, we observe them, acknowledge them, and choose how to proceed. This way, we can experience our emotions fully without being overwhelmed by them. One of the most practical aspects of self-restraint is its ability to prevent small issues from becoming larger conflicts. How often have we seen minor disagreements escalate into heated arguments simply because neither party exercised restraint? By choosing to pause, we interrupt this cycle, stopping conflicts before they begin. This approach not only preserves our own peace, but fosters healthier relationships, as it shows others that we value calm and understanding over conflict. In this way, self-restraint becomes a tool not only for personal peace, but for creating harmony with others. In moments of self-restraint, we also come to understand the power of silence. Silence is often more powerful than words, especially in situations where emotions are high. When we choose not to respond immediately, we give ourselves the time to reflect, to calm down, and to regain perspective. Silence allows us to listen fully, to observe without judgment, and to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This practice of holding our words until we are certain they reflect our true intentions can deepen our relationships, build trust, and maintain our peace. By speaking only when we have something meaningful to say, we honor both ourselves and those around us. There is a deeper lesson within self-restraint, one that teaches us to let go of the need to control others' perceptions of us. When we react impulsively, it is often because we feel threatened or misunderstood, and we want to defend ourselves. However, self-restraint reminds us that we do not need to prove ourselves or seek validation through our reactions. Our peace does not depend on others' opinions or approval, and we can choose to remain calm even if others misinterpret or judge us. This practice frees us from the exhausting need to constantly manage others' perceptions, allowing us to live with authenticity and confidence in our own values. Self-restraint also enables us to handle criticism with grace. When someone criticizes us, our immediate response may be defensive or hurt, but by pausing, we can look beyond the surface of the criticism. Is there a kernel of truth we can learn from? Or is the criticism more about the other person's perspective than a reflection of ourselves? By exercising restraint, we can sift through criticism calmly, taking what is useful and leaving the rest. This approach helps us grow without letting negative comments disturb our peace, enabling us to stay focused on our own path. Mastering self-restraint further helps us cultivate patience, a quality that is invaluable in both personal and professional life. When we restrain ourselves from reacting hastily, we develop the patience to endure discomfort, to wait for clarity, and to act from a place of inner stability. Patience allows us to face difficult situations with a steady mind, knowing that we do not have to act immediately. It gives us the strength to stay centered, even when things do not go our way. With patience, we gain a sense of trust in the timing of life, knowing that our peace is not dependent on quick fixes or immediate solutions. An important element of self-restraint is the practice of humility. When we restrain ourselves from reacting, we acknowledge that we do not have all the answers, and that sometimes the best response is simply to observe and learn. This humility opens us up to new perspectives, allowing us to see situations more clearly without the cloud of our own assumptions. In choosing not to react, we show a willingness to listen, to grow, and to learn from each experience. This humility strengthens our relationships and deepens our understanding of ourselves and others. Self-restraint also empowers us to detach from outcomes. Often, we react impulsively because we are attached to a particular outcome and we fear losing control. However, self-restraint teaches us that our peace does not depend on any specific result. By releasing our attachment to outcomes, we allow ourselves to act with clarity, free from the anxiety that comes from needing things to turn out a certain way. This detachment brings a sense of calm, enabling us to face each moment with an open mind, ready to accept whatever comes. There is a profound sense of dignity that comes with self-restraint. When we choose not to react to provocations or insults, we affirm our self-worth and integrity. We show that our peace and happiness are not easily shaken by others' opinions or actions. This dignity is a quiet strength, one that does not need to assert itself through words or actions, but speaks volumes in its calm presence. By maintaining our composure, we demonstrate respect for ourselves and for the values we hold dear. Another benefit of self-restraint is that it gives us the opportunity to respond with compassion. When we refrain from reacting, we can approach situations with a kinder, more understanding perspective. We recognize that others, like us, are influenced by their own emotions and experiences, and we give them the grace to act imperfectly. By choosing compassion over reaction, we create a space of understanding and acceptance, one that fosters deeper connections and allows us to relate to others with empathy. Self-restraint also enhances our ability to focus. When we are constantly reacting to external events, our minds become scattered, jumping from one issue to the next. However, by restraining ourselves, we conserve our mental energy, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. This focus is essential for achieving our goals, as it helps us direct our attention to our priorities rather than being distracted by every passing impulse. With self-restraint, we gain the clarity to pursue our aspirations with dedication and purpose. Through the practice of self-restraint, we develop a deep sense of self-trust. Each time we choose not to react, we reinforce our confidence in our ability to handle life's challenges calmly and wisely. This self-trust becomes a source of strength, one that supports us in moments of difficulty and empowers us to face uncertainty with resilience. By mastering self-restraint, we affirm our belief in ourselves and our capacity to remain steady, even in the face of adversity. As we continue to cultivate self-restraint, we also develop resilience. Life is filled with moments that test our patience, our values, and our peace of mind. Through self-restraint, we build the inner resources to face these tests without losing our balance. Each moment of restraint strengthens our resilience, helping us to become more adaptable, more patient, and more steadfast in the face of life's inevitable challenges. This resilience allows us to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace, knowing that we have the strength to remain true to ourselves. Self-restraint teaches us to embrace simplicity. When we no longer feel the need to react to every external stimulus, our lives become simpler and more peaceful. We free ourselves from the chaos of constant reactions, choosing instead a life of intention and clarity. This simplicity brings a deep sense of satisfaction, one that comes from knowing that our happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but on our own inner choices. Through self-restraint, we discover that true peace lies not in controlling the world around us, but in mastering the world within. This journey towards self-restraint is one of continual growth and discovery. Each day offers new opportunities to practice, to learn, and to strengthen our ability to remain calm in the face of life's challenges. As we deepen our mastery of self-restraint, we find that we are able to face each situation with a steady heart and a clear mind, allowing us to live with greater peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Through this practice, we create a life that is not only resilient, but also deeply meaningful, grounded in the values and intentions that guide us toward true happiness. Continuing from the strength gained through mastering self-restraint, we now reach a crucial Stoic insight that deepens this resilience: embracing adversity. Seneca, one of Stoicism's great minds, taught that life's challenges are not random misfortunes meant to burden us, but essential experiences that, if approached wisely, build resilience and strengthen our character. Adversity, he believed, could be turned into fuel for growth, helping us rise above the trials that inevitably come our way. This view of adversity as a transformative force takes us beyond mere endurance. It opens a path to becoming wiser, stronger, and more capable of facing life's uncertainties. Embracing adversity starts with a change in mindset. When we view challenges not as setbacks, but as opportunities to grow, we empower ourselves to handle them constructively. Each obstacle becomes a step forward rather than a step back, as we learn to see adversity as a training ground for resilience. Rather than asking, "Why me?" Seneca invites us to ask, "What can I learn from this?" This question shifts our focus from resistance to acceptance, allowing us to look within ourselves for strength, insight, and patience. It transforms obstacles from barriers to stepping stones, revealing the hidden lessons that each challenge carries. Resilience is not something we are born with. It is something we build through experience, much like a muscle that strengthens with use. Adversity provides the resistance needed to develop this inner strength, teaching us how to remain calm, steady, and grounded in difficult times. When we face challenges without running from them or trying to escape their discomfort, we gradually increase our capacity to endure and even thrive under pressure. Each experience of hardship, loss, or disappointment is an opportunity to deepen our resilience, shaping us into people who are not easily shaken. This strength becomes a foundation that allows us to face future challenges with greater confidence and composure. Seneca often emphasized that resilience is not merely about surviving adversity, it is about growing through it. He believed that hardship has the potential to teach us some of life's most valuable lessons. Through adversity, we learn patience as we navigate long and difficult journeys. We learn humility as we realize that we cannot control every outcome, and we gain empathy as we come to understand that others, too, experience hardship. Each of these lessons builds resilience by broadening our perspective and deepening our understanding of what it means to live fully. This growth is not about avoiding pain, but about finding purpose and strength within it, transforming each difficulty into a building block for our character. There is a powerful sense of liberation that comes from accepting adversity as a part of life. When we resist challenges, we often feel burdened, weighed down by the struggle. But when we accept adversity as a natural element of the human experience, we free ourselves from this weight. This acceptance does not mean passivity. It means facing each challenge with a readiness to learn, adapt, and overcome. Seneca reminds us that hardship, rather than being an enemy, is often the very thing that reveals our strength. In embracing adversity, we discover our ability to adapt, to rise, and to find peace even in the midst of turmoil. Another vital aspect of building resilience through adversity is the development of inner resourcefulness. When we encounter obstacles, we are often pushed to find creative solutions, to look beyond our usual habits, and to think differently. This resourcefulness becomes a source of strength that we carry with us, enabling us to face future challenges with greater skill and ingenuity. Each time we overcome a difficulty, we expand our sense of what we are capable of. We become more adaptable, more confident in our abilities, and more willing to tackle the unknown. This resourcefulness is a key component of resilience, as it equips us to navigate the unexpected twists and turns of life with grace and determination. Adversity also teaches us the importance of perseverance. In facing hardship, we learn that resilience is not a one-time effort, but a continuous commitment to moving forward, even when the path is steep. Perseverance is the act of choosing to continue, to keep going despite discomfort, setbacks, or delays. It is a quiet strength that sustains us in moments when progress feels slow or impossible. Through adversity, we learn to value perseverance not as a struggle, but as a steady dedication to our goals. This commitment, built through repeated encounters with difficulty, becomes a source of unwavering strength, helping us to stay true to our purpose, no matter how challenging the journey may become. Seneca also believed that adversity has the power to reveal our true character. In times of ease, it is easy to feel confident and secure, but it is during moments of hardship that our inner qualities are truly tested. Adversity strips away pretense, revealing what lies beneath. It shows us our strengths as well as our weaknesses, giving us an honest view of who we are and what we need to work on. This self-awareness is a crucial part of resilience, as it allows us to see where we can grow, where we need to improve, and how we can better handle challenges in the future. By embracing adversity, we gain a clearer understanding of ourselves, which strengthens our ability to face life's uncertainties with honesty and courage. In building resilience, adversity teaches us the value of patience and timing. Life does not always unfold on our schedule, and challenges often require us to wait, to endure, and to trust in the process. Patience becomes a source of strength as we learn to accept delays without frustration, understanding that growth takes time. By developing patience through adversity, we gain a steadiness that allows us to face each moment without rushing or forcing outcomes. This patience becomes a calm strength, helping us to stay centered even when progress feels slow. Another lesson adversity offers is the importance of adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and resilience requires us to be flexible, to adjust our plans, and to adapt our approach as circumstances change. Adversity pushes us to let go of rigid expectations, to be open to new ways of thinking, and to find creative solutions to unexpected problems. This adaptability becomes a source of resilience, enabling us to navigate change with ease rather than resistance. When we embrace this flexibility, we find that we are better prepared for whatever life may bring, allowing us to move through difficulties with a sense of grace and balance. Seneca taught that adversity can also deepen our gratitude. When we face hardship, we often gain a renewed appreciation for the small joys and simple pleasures that might otherwise go unnoticed. Through adversity, we learn to value the things that bring us comfort, connection, and peace. This gratitude becomes a part of our resilience, reminding us that even in difficult times, there is much to be thankful for. By embracing adversity, we cultivate a mindset that recognizes beauty and goodness in every moment, strengthening our ability to find joy and meaning regardless of external circumstances. Another benefit of embracing adversity is that it fosters a sense of purpose. When we view challenges as opportunities for growth, we begin to see each difficulty as part of a larger journey, one that contributes to our personal development. This sense of purpose gives us the motivation to keep going, even when times are tough. It reminds us that our struggles are not meaningless, but are part of a greater path toward becoming the best version of ourselves. This purpose becomes a driving force, one that fuels our resilience and helps us to face each challenge with courage and determination. In embracing adversity, we also strengthen our compassion. As we experience hardship ourselves, we develop a deeper empathy for others who are going through similar struggles. This compassion becomes a part of our resilience, helping us to build stronger connections with others and to support those in need. Through adversity, we learn that we are all connected by our shared experiences, that we all face challenges, and that we all have the capacity to help one another. This compassion enriches our lives, bringing a sense of meaning and fulfillment that strengthens our resilience. Resilience through adversity also involves accepting that life will never be without challenges. Rather than waiting for a life free of difficulties, we learn to find peace within the reality that adversity is a natural part of the human experience. This acceptance does not mean we welcome hardship, but it does mean that we no longer fear it. We know that we have the strength to handle whatever comes, that we can find meaning in every moment, and that our peace does not depend on a life without challenges. This acceptance allows us to live more fully, to embrace each day with a sense of calm, and to move forward with a heart open to all that life has to offer. Through adversity, we discover that resilience is not a destination, but a journey. It is a process of continual growth, one that shapes us over time. Each challenge we face, each obstacle we overcome, and each lesson we learn contributes to the resilience that guides us through life. This resilience becomes a foundation, a steady strength that supports us through every experience, helping us to live with purpose, peace, and fulfillment. In embracing adversity, we find a path to deeper understanding, greater strength, and a life filled with meaning. Seneca's wisdom shows us that challenges are not burdens, but gifts, each one an opportunity to build resilience and to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Through this journey, we create a life that is resilient, purposeful, and filled with the quiet joy of knowing that we have the strength to face whatever may come. This is the power of resilience, a strength that endures, a peace that remains, and a life lived fully without fear of the challenges that lie ahead. Building on the resilience we cultivate by embracing adversity, we now reach a practice that grounds us in a profound way: staying present. Seneca warned us against the trap of letting our minds drift too far into worry about the future or regret about the past, teaching us that much of our suffering comes not from actual events, but from the imagined fears and sorrows we create in our minds. Focusing on the present moment, he believed, frees us from this mental burden, allowing us to experience life as it truly is, rather than through the haze of worries and regrets that obscure our peace and joy. Staying present means releasing our tendency to let the mind wander into what-ifs and should-haves. So much stress and anxiety are fueled by our habit of thinking too far ahead or clinging to past events. When we dwell on these thoughts, we are only adding to our suffering. While it's natural to reflect or plan, Seneca reminds us that neither the future nor the past truly exists in the here and now. By returning our focus to the present, we find a calm that doesn't depend on solving every possible problem or rewriting every past mistake. In this moment, as we turn our attention to what is right before us, we unlock a clarity and peace that remains elusive when our minds are scattered across time. The practice of staying present can begin with something as simple as noticing our surroundings. Instead of rushing through our days lost in thought, we can pause to observe the details around us: the warmth of sunlight, the sounds of our environment, the feel of the ground beneath our feet. When we bring our attention to these small moments, we cultivate a sense of presence that grounds us in reality. This grounding reminds us that life is happening here, now, not in the imagined scenarios of our minds. This realization can relieve the tension we often carry, allowing us to release the stress and anxiety that accompany overthinking. Staying present also involves acknowledging and accepting our emotions as they arise without allowing them to control us. When we are anxious about the future or regretful about the past, we are often reacting to emotions that have taken root in our thoughts. By returning to the present, we can observe these feelings without being overwhelmed by them. We might feel sadness, anger, or fear, but we can choose to respond with calm and patience rather than letting these emotions dominate our experience. This practice of presence helps us to develop a healthy relationship with our feelings, one where we can experience them fully without letting them pull us away from the moment at hand. Seneca's advice to avoid suffering more in our imagination than in reality speaks to the habit many of us have of catastrophizing the future. When we imagine worst-case scenarios, we are essentially living through a storm that hasn't even happened, draining our energy and adding to our stress. By staying present, we can interrupt this cycle of worry, reminding ourselves that we can only respond to life as it unfolds. This doesn't mean we ignore challenges or avoid planning. Rather, it means we approach them with a clear mind, dealing with real situations rather than imagined ones. In doing so, we conserve our mental and emotional energy, which allows us to handle difficulties with resilience rather than dread. Presence also gives us a chance to find joy in the ordinary moments that often go unnoticed when we're lost in thought. How many times do we rush through our days, focused on tasks and goals, without stopping to appreciate the beauty in front of us? Staying present invites us to slow down, to savor our experiences, instead of rushing from one thing to the next. This practice doesn't require any special circumstances. It's simply about being fully engaged in whatever we're doing. When we eat, we can taste each bite rather than hurrying through the meal. When we walk, we can notice the feel of our bodies moving, the air on our skin, the sights around us. These small acts of attention add a richness to life, showing us that fulfillment isn't found in some distant future, but in the here and now. Another benefit of staying present is that it frees us from the grip of regret. Regret often arises when we fixate on what we wish we had done differently, holding on to past choices with a sense of guilt or disappointment. However, the past is unchangeable, and dwelling on it only steals our peace in the present. Seneca reminds us that we cannot alter what has already happened, but we can learn from it, letting each experience guide us forward with wisdom. By focusing on the present, we create space to grow from our past, rather than being haunted by it. We allow ourselves to move forward with a sense of freedom, unhindered by the weight of what we cannot change. Staying present also sharpens our focus, enabling us to be more effective and productive in our daily lives. When we are fully engaged in the task at hand, we are able to give our best effort without distraction or worry about other things. This level of focus allows us to accomplish more with less stress, as we are not dividing our attention between the present and the countless other thoughts that often clutter our minds. Whether we are working, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing personal goals, staying present enhances the quality of our efforts and brings a sense of satisfaction that is often missing when our minds are elsewhere. One of the most valuable aspects of staying present is the way it helps us connect with others. When we are fully present, we can listen deeply, engage genuinely, and respond thoughtfully. Instead of thinking about what we'll say next or letting our minds drift, we can give our full attention to the person in front of us. This presence fosters trust, deepens relationships, and allows us to build meaningful connections with others. People can sense when we are truly present with them, and this awareness creates a bond that goes beyond words. By staying present in our interactions, we show respect for others, honoring their experiences as we honor our own. Staying present also fosters gratitude. When we focus on the here and now, we become more aware of the blessings in our lives, many of which we may take for granted when we are preoccupied with other thoughts. This gratitude arises naturally when we are fully engaged in the present moment, allowing us to appreciate the simple joys that fill each day. Seneca understood that happiness does not come from chasing future pleasures, but from finding contentment in what we already have. By staying present, we awaken to the abundance around us, realizing that much of what we need to be happy is already within our reach. Practicing presence helps us to cultivate a sense of inner calm, even in challenging situations. When we are grounded in the present, we are less likely to be swept away by stress or worry. We develop a steadiness that allows us to face each moment with a clear mind, prepared to handle whatever arises. This calmness is a natural result of letting go of the need to control everything, trusting that we can respond to life's events as they come. Instead of fearing what might happen or regretting what has already occurred, we can embrace each moment as it is, confident in our ability to find peace within ourselves. Through staying present, we also gain a greater understanding of ourselves. When we are not distracted by thoughts of the past or future, we have the opportunity to observe our own mind, to notice our habits, our reactions, and our inner dialogue. This self-awareness is the foundation for growth, as it allows us to see where we might need to adjust our attitudes, let go of limiting beliefs, or cultivate new perspectives. By staying present, we learn to listen to ourselves, to understand our own needs and values, and to make choices that align with our true intentions. This clarity strengthens our sense of purpose, guiding us toward a life that is authentic and fulfilling. Presence also helps us to release the need for constant validation or approval from others. When we are fully engaged in the moment, we are less concerned with how others perceive us and more focused on our own experience. This freedom from external validation brings a sense of self-acceptance, allowing us to live in alignment with our own values rather than seeking approval. By staying present, we find contentment in simply being ourselves, without the pressure to meet others' expectations or conform to societal standards. Staying present invites us to live with a sense of humility, recognizing that we do not have all the answers and that life is a continuous journey of discovery. When we are present, we are open to learning from each experience, to seeing life with fresh eyes, and to embracing each moment as a gift. This humility allows us to approach life with curiosity rather than judgment, to be grateful for each opportunity to grow, and to find joy in the simplest moments. As we commit to this practice of presence, we discover that life becomes richer, calmer, and more meaningful. Each moment, free from the burdens of worry and regret, reveals a world of beauty, connection, and possibility. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that true peace is found not by controlling life's events, but by embracing each moment with an open heart, fully alive to the here and now. Through this journey of staying present, we create a life that is not only free from unnecessary suffering, but filled with the quiet joy of truly living, moment by moment. As we deepen our journey into the present and its profound effect on our inner peace, we naturally come to a factor that often shapes our experience of life more than we realize: the people we choose to surround ourselves with. Seneca, like many Stoic thinkers, understood that relationships hold an immense influence over our happiness and sense of fulfillment. The friendships we nurture have the power to elevate us, encourage growth, and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Conversely, negative relationships can drain our energy, cloud our focus, and pull us away from our goals and values. In choosing friends wisely, we do not just select companions for our journey. We choose the kind of life we want to lead. The people we spend time with are like mirrors, reflecting back our strengths, our values, and at times, our flaws. A supportive friend can remind us of our worth during difficult moments, encourage us when we are uncertain, and offer guidance that helps us stay true to ourselves. These friendships act as an anchor, grounding us when life feels overwhelming and providing a source of joy and motivation. By surrounding ourselves with those who uplift us, we create an environment where personal growth is nurtured rather than hindered. Friends who understand and respect our journey provide the space for us to explore, learn, and become better versions of ourselves. Choosing friends wisely is not about exclusivity or judgment, but about ensuring that our relationships align with our values and aspirations. True friendships are not built on convenience or fleeting interests, but on mutual respect, shared values, and a genuine desire to see each other thrive. These connections go beyond superficial conversations and extend into deeper support systems that add meaning to our lives. They challenge us to grow, to see beyond our own perspective, and to approach life with more understanding and empathy. Friends who bring out our best qualities inspire us to stay committed to our goals, even when challenges arise. Another profound aspect of choosing friends wisely is the effect it has on our mental and emotional health. Positive relationships reduce stress and increase our resilience, making it easier to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life. Good friends provide a listening ear without judgment, allowing us to express ourselves openly. They become a safe space, offering comfort and wisdom without attempting to control or direct our lives. This emotional support builds a foundation of trust, enabling us to face difficulties with a greater sense of confidence and stability. When we have friends who genuinely care, we know that we are not alone, even in our hardest moments. Wise friendships are also characterized by a sense of reciprocity. Healthy relationships involve a balance of giving and receiving, where both people feel valued and appreciated. In these connections, we support each other through difficult times, celebrate each other's successes, and offer help without expecting anything in return. This reciprocity strengthens the bond, as both friends feel seen, valued, and supported. It creates a sense of belonging that enriches our lives, reminding us of the importance of mutual respect and shared growth. Such friendships encourage us to be generous, compassionate, and patient, qualities that add depth and fulfillment to our lives. When choosing friends, it is important to seek those who respect our boundaries and honor our individuality. True friends understand that we each have our own path, and they encourage us to follow it, even if it differs from their own. They support our personal goals without imposing their opinions or attempting to steer our choices. This respect for individuality allows each person to grow freely within the friendship, fostering a sense of trust and freedom that is essential for personal development. A wise friend knows when to offer advice and when to simply listen, respecting our journey and allowing us the space to make our own decisions. Choosing friends who challenge us is also an essential aspect of wise friendship. The best friends are those who encourage us to step out of our comfort zones, to take risks, and to explore new perspectives. These friends do not simply agree with us. They offer thoughtful insights and constructive feedback that help us see beyond our current limitations. By challenging us, they push us to grow and to strive for more than we might have imagined on our own. This support is not about criticism, but about a shared commitment to becoming better people. A true friend challenges us because they believe in our potential and want to see us succeed. The influence of friendships on our happiness is profound. People who surround themselves with positive, supportive friends tend to experience higher levels of satisfaction and well-being. This is not only because of the joy that friendship brings, but also because positive friends encourage us to adopt healthier habits, to pursue meaningful goals, and to approach life with optimism. Friends who share our values help us stay aligned with what truly matters to us, preventing us from getting lost in distractions or fleeting desires. In this way, friendships become a source of guidance, helping us stay focused on our personal growth and our path to fulfillment. Choosing friends wisely also means being mindful of toxic relationships. Negative friendships can have a draining effect, consuming our energy and pulling us away from our goals. Friends who criticize, belittle, or dismiss our aspirations hinder our growth rather than support it. These relationships often create stress, self-doubt, and confusion, making it difficult to stay focused on our values. By recognizing and distancing ourselves from such connections, we protect our peace and well-being. This does not mean that we abandon friends at the first sign of conflict. Rather, we set boundaries and prioritize relationships that contribute positively to our lives. A wise friendship is one that grows over time, adapting to the changes and challenges each person faces. As we grow, our friendships evolve, reflecting our changing interests, values, and goals. True friends are those who remain with us through these transitions, supporting us as we change and grow. This adaptability is essential for lasting friendships, as it allows both people to grow individually without drifting apart. Friends who are willing to embrace change become lifelong companions, sharing not only our past, but also our present and future. This continuity adds depth to our lives, creating bonds that enrich our journey and provide comfort in times of uncertainty. A strong friendship also inspires us to be better friends ourselves. When we experience the support, kindness, and understanding of true friends, we are motivated to offer the same in return. This generosity strengthens our relationships, creating a cycle of giving and receiving that enriches both people. Through wise friendships, we learn to listen more deeply, to offer help without expectation, and to show patience and compassion. These qualities enhance our friendships and bring a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond personal gain. By being a good friend, we contribute to the happiness and well-being of others, creating a positive impact that extends beyond our own lives. Another significant aspect of choosing friends wisely is the impact it has on our perspective. Friends who bring diverse experiences, insights, and beliefs broaden our understanding of the world. They expose us to new ideas, challenge our assumptions, and help us see things from different angles. This diversity enriches our lives, enabling us to grow beyond our own limited views. Wise friends help us become more open-minded, more tolerant, and more empathetic. They remind us that there is more than one way to approach life, encouraging us to embrace the complexity of human experience. Friendship, when chosen wisely, becomes a source of motivation. Good friends inspire us by example, showing us the power of hard work, resilience, and dedication. Their achievements encourage us to pursue our own dreams, to stay committed to our goals, and to believe in our potential. This inspiration is not about competition or envy, but about a shared sense of purpose and support. We celebrate each other's successes, knowing that each achievement reflects the commitment and courage it takes to pursue a meaningful life. This mutual motivation creates a positive cycle, where each person's progress inspires the other to keep growing. In choosing friends who align with our values, we also find a sense of peace. When we are surrounded by people who understand us, who share our outlook on life, we feel a deep sense of belonging. This connection creates a feeling of harmony, as we no longer need to explain or justify ourselves. Friends who know us well provide a sense of comfort, offering a space where we can be ourselves without fear of judgment. This sense of belonging adds a layer of security to our lives, reminding us that we are not alone in our journey and that we have a community of support to rely on. Wise friendships also remind us of the importance of loyalty and trust. These qualities form the foundation of any strong relationship, as they allow both people to rely on each other through all of life's challenges. True friends are those who stand by us in both good times and bad, offering support without hesitation. This loyalty creates a sense of stability, a knowledge that we have people who will be there for us no matter what. By choosing friends who value trust and loyalty, we build relationships that can withstand any test, friendships that add a sense of unwavering support to our lives. Through wise friendships, we learn to cultivate forgiveness and patience. No friendship is without conflict, and true friends understand that differences are a natural part of any relationship. When conflicts arise, wise friends work through them with understanding and compassion. They forgive each other's mistakes, knowing that friendship is about accepting each other's imperfections. This forgiveness strengthens the bond, creating a resilient friendship that can endure disagreements without falling apart. By learning to forgive and to be patient, we create relationships that are both strong and enduring. In choosing friends wisely, we ultimately create a life that is filled with meaning, joy, and fulfillment. These friendships become a source of strength, a foundation of support, and a wellspring of happiness. They remind us of the beauty of connection, the value of shared experiences, and the power of love and kindness. Through wise friendships, we learn to become better people, to live with more compassion, and to approach life with a sense of gratitude and wonder. These relationships not only enrich our lives, but also contribute to a world that is more connected, more supportive, and more at peace. This is the power of choosing friends wisely, a choice that shapes our journey, our character, and our experience of life itself. As we reflect on the power of relationships to shape our lives, we encounter another profound Stoic insight that goes beyond daily concerns and even beyond relationships. The concept of memento mori, or remembering our mortality. This practice is not about dwelling on death, but about using the awareness of life's finite nature as a source of motivation, clarity, and purpose. For the Stoics, embracing our mortality was not morbid or negative. It was a way to awaken a deeper appreciation for life, reminding us to live fully, without delay, and with a sense of urgency. By keeping the brevity of life in mind, we free ourselves from trivial worries and gain a sharper focus on what truly matters. The awareness that life is limited has a powerful effect on the choices we make. When we acknowledge that our time is finite, we are less likely to waste it on things that don't bring fulfillment or align with our values. This perspective sharpens our decision-making, encouraging us to pursue what is meaningful and let go of what isn't. The Stoics believed that by facing our mortality head-on, we could live with greater intention, appreciating each day as a unique opportunity. This awareness doesn't need to be heavy or fear-inducing. Rather, it serves as a gentle reminder to act now, to live with purpose, and to avoid procrastination. Reflecting on our mortality also brings a sense of gratitude for the present. When we consider that each moment could be our last, we begin to see even the ordinary parts of life as precious. Activities as simple as spending time with loved ones, pursuing our passions, or taking a walk become more meaningful when we recognize that they are not guaranteed. This gratitude changes the way we approach life, turning routine moments into cherished experiences. It helps us to see beauty in simplicity and find joy in what might otherwise be overlooked. By living with an appreciation for each moment, we create a life filled with depth and satisfaction. Another powerful outcome of reflecting on mortality is that it frees us from unnecessary fears and anxieties. When we accept that life is finite, we become less concerned with trivial worries and more focused on making the most of our time. This perspective helps us to let go of the small frustrations and irritations that often dominate our thoughts. Instead, we focus on what is truly important, recognizing that life is too short to be consumed by things that don't serve our well-being. By embracing our mortality, we gain a sense of freedom, unburdened by minor concerns and distractions, allowing us to live with a sense of peace and clarity. The concept of memento mori also serves as a reminder of our own resilience. Knowing that our time is limited encourages us to confront challenges with courage and determination, understanding that each obstacle is a part of our journey. When we accept that life includes hardships as well as joys, we become more resilient, better prepared to face difficulties without fear. Mortality reminds us that our struggles are temporary, and this perspective gives us the strength to keep going. By embracing each experience, whether positive or challenging, we build a life that is not only resilient, but also meaningful. Living with an awareness of mortality encourages us to prioritize relationships and connections with others. Knowing that our time with loved ones is limited prompts us to value those relationships, to express our love openly, and to spend time with the people who matter most. This understanding can deepen our bonds, making us more patient, forgiving, and appreciative of others. We recognize that life is too short for grudges, resentment, or unresolved conflicts. Instead, we focus on building meaningful connections, creating memories, and sharing experiences with those we care about. This shift in perspective enriches our relationships, adding a layer of gratitude and presence that strengthens our connections. Memento Mori also inspires us to pursue our passions and dreams without delay. When we are aware that our time is limited, we become more motivated to take action, to start projects we have been putting off, and to pursue goals that truly matter to us. This urgency is not about rushing or feeling pressured. It is about recognizing that life is a gift that should not be wasted. By embracing this perspective, we free ourselves from the fear of failure, understanding that trying and learning are more valuable than avoiding risks. The awareness of mortality empowers us to live boldly, to follow our dreams with confidence, and to create a life that reflects our deepest desires and values. The practice of memento mori can also help us to live with integrity. When we reflect on the fact that our time is limited, we become more aware of how we want to be remembered. This awareness encourages us to live in alignment with our values, to treat others with kindness, and to act with honesty and respect. We realize that each interaction and decision leaves a mark, and this knowledge motivates us to live in a way that honors our true selves. Living with integrity becomes not just a personal goal, but a legacy that we create through our actions, shaping the way we are remembered by those we leave behind. Embracing our mortality also brings a sense of humility. When we consider the vastness of life and the inevitability of death, we gain a clearer understanding of our place in the world. This humility reminds us that, while we are each unique, we are also part of a larger cycle of life. It encourages us to let go of ego-driven desires and to approach life with a sense of humility and gratitude. This humility fosters a deeper connection with others, helping us to see beyond our individual concerns and recognize the shared human experience that connects us all. The awareness of mortality also invites us to let go of attachment to material possessions. When we understand that we cannot take anything with us beyond this life, we begin to see that true fulfillment does not come from external things. This shift in perspective encourages us to focus on what truly brings us joy and meaning: our relationships, our growth, our contributions, and our experiences. By letting go of material attachments, we create a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not dependent on possessions or wealth. This simplicity allows us to live more freely, finding happiness in the things that truly matter. Living with memento mori also encourages us to forgive ourselves and others. When we consider that life is finite, we recognize that holding on to guilt or grudges only limits our happiness and peace. This understanding invites us to release past mistakes, to learn from them, and to move forward with a sense of compassion. Forgiving ourselves frees us from self-imposed burdens, allowing us to embrace each day with a fresh perspective. Likewise, forgiving others brings a sense of closure and peace, helping us to let go of resentment and focus on the present. This forgiveness is an essential part of living fully, as it enables us to experience life with an open heart. The awareness of mortality also reminds us of the value of kindness. When we consider that each interaction could be our last, we are encouraged to approach others with compassion, empathy, and understanding. This kindness extends beyond our loved ones to all those we encounter, as we recognize that everyone is on their own journey, facing their own challenges. By practicing kindness, we create a positive impact on the world around us, leaving a legacy of warmth and generosity. This kindness becomes a part of our lives, enriching our relationships and bringing a sense of fulfillment that comes from making a difference. Memento mori also brings a sense of freedom from societal pressures and expectations. When we are aware that life is limited, we are less likely to be influenced by the opinions or judgments of others. This perspective allows us to live authentically, following our own path without worrying about external validation. We become more confident in our choices, guided by our own values rather than by what society deems acceptable. This freedom is empowering, as it allows us to create a life that is true to ourselves, filled with purpose and meaning, unburdened by the need to conform. The practice of reflecting on mortality also encourages us to find purpose. Knowing that life is finite, we are motivated to seek out activities, goals, and relationships that give our lives meaning. This sense of purpose goes beyond personal ambition. It is about contributing to something larger than ourselves, leaving a positive impact on the world. By focusing on purpose, we find a sense of fulfillment that transcends individual achievements, creating a legacy that reflects our values and intentions. This purpose becomes a source of strength, guiding us through challenges and inspiring us to make the most of each day. Living with an awareness of mortality also allows us to embrace change. When we understand that life is constantly evolving, we become more open to new experiences, willing to adapt, and ready to explore. This openness adds a sense of adventure to our lives, encouraging us to step out of our comfort zones and embrace the unknown. We learn to appreciate each phase of life, knowing that each moment is a part of our journey. This acceptance of change brings a sense of peace, as we understand that life is a cycle and that each ending is also a beginning. Memento mori teaches us to live without regret. When we are mindful of our mortality, we are motivated to act with courage, to speak our truth, and to pursue our dreams. This perspective encourages us to live fully, without holding back, so that when we look back on our lives, we do so with a sense of fulfillment rather than regret. By embracing each moment, we create a life that reflects our true selves, filled with experiences, growth, and joy. This lack of regret brings a profound sense of peace, knowing that we have lived with intention and purpose. As we continue to practice memento mori, we find that life becomes richer, more vibrant, and more meaningful. Each day becomes a gift, each interaction an opportunity, and each experience a part of our journey. By embracing our mortality, we do not diminish life's value. We enhance it, finding joy in the present, meaning in our actions, and fulfillment in our relationships. This is the legacy of memento mori, a life lived fully, with purpose, gratitude, and love. A life that leaves a positive impact on the world and reflects the beauty of a soul unafraid to embrace its own impermanence. Having explored the profound impact of living with an awareness of our mortality, we now turn to a closely related principle in Stoic philosophy, the transformative power of gratitude, even amid hardship. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's great thinkers, taught that gratitude is not only reserved for times of ease and comfort, but is also a source of strength during life's most challenging moments. Gratitude, he believed, can help us navigate difficulties with resilience and dignity, turning struggles into opportunities for growth. In this light, hardships are no longer obstacles to be feared, but experiences that shape and refine us. Gratitude in the face of hardship is a perspective shift that allows us to find value in every experience, even those that initially bring pain or discomfort. When we learn to appreciate the lessons within our challenges, we begin to see them as essential parts of our journey rather than unfortunate detours. Hardships often teach us patience, humility, and resilience, qualities that may remain dormant in times of ease. By focusing on these lessons, we transform difficulty into an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Each hardship then becomes a stepping stone, bringing us closer to a deeper understanding of ourselves and of life. When we face tough times with gratitude, we also break free from the grip of victimhood. It's easy to feel powerless or resentful when life doesn't go as planned. However, by cultivating gratitude, we shift our attention from what is lacking to what we can gain. We stop seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance and start recognizing our ability to grow and adapt. This empowerment helps us approach challenges with a sense of ownership, reminding us that while we may not control external events, we can always choose our perspective. Gratitude transforms our mindset from one of scarcity and frustration to one of abundance and acceptance, allowing us to see each difficulty as a chance to build inner strength. Gratitude during hardship also teaches us to appreciate the support and kindness of others. In moments of difficulty, the kindness of a friend, the support of family, or even a small gesture from a stranger can become sources of immense comfort. When we are going through hard times, we often rely on those around us for encouragement and support. By recognizing and appreciating these acts of kindness, we strengthen our connections and deepen our sense of belonging. This gratitude helps us to see that we are not alone in our struggles, and it encourages us to offer support to others in return, creating a cycle of compassion that benefits everyone involved. Practicing gratitude amid hardship also brings clarity. When we focus on what we are thankful for, even in difficult times, we begin to see what truly matters. Hardship has a way of stripping away superficial concerns, reminding us of the importance of health, relationships, and personal integrity. This clarity allows us to let go of trivial worries and distractions, focusing instead on the core values that sustain us. By appreciating these essentials, we find a sense of stability and purpose that helps us navigate life's storms with greater ease. Gratitude in tough times also cultivates resilience. When we approach hardships with an attitude of thankfulness, we are better able to endure and grow through them. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we cannot control to what we can, encouraging us to find creative solutions and to keep moving forward. This resilience is not about ignoring pain, but about finding strength within it, knowing that each challenge we overcome makes us more prepared for future difficulties. Gratitude fuels this resilience, turning setbacks into fuel for perseverance and empowering us to face each day with a renewed sense of hope. In moments of hardship, gratitude can also act as a grounding force. When we feel overwhelmed by challenges, taking a moment to acknowledge what we still have, a roof over our heads, loved ones, a meal, even our breath, helps to anchor us in the present. This practice of gratitude reminds us that, despite the difficulties, there is still good in our lives. This grounding effect brings a sense of calm and perspective, helping us face our troubles with a balanced mind. By focusing on what we still possess, we find stability in moments that might otherwise feel chaotic. Hardships often provide an opportunity to build gratitude for things we may have previously taken for granted. Challenges reveal the value of everyday comforts and small blessings, things we might overlook in times of ease. Through adversity, we come to appreciate the warmth of a home, the comfort of a meal, or the simple pleasure of a peaceful moment. This renewed appreciation enriches our lives, showing us that happiness is often found not in grand achievements, but in the small, steady joys that fill our days. By learning to value these small blessings, we cultivate a sense of contentment that carries us through both good times and bad. Gratitude during hardship also fosters personal growth. Each challenge we face brings new insights about our strengths, our limits, and our capacity for resilience. When we approach these challenges with gratitude, we create a space for reflection and self-awareness. This practice helps us understand our reactions, learn from our mistakes, and recognize areas where we can improve. Through gratitude, we turn each hardship into a lesson, using it as a tool for self-development. Over time, this process of growth becomes a source of pride and fulfillment, reminding us of our ability to adapt and evolve through life's trials. Gratitude in the face of hardship also teaches us compassion. When we experience our own struggles, we gain a deeper understanding of the challenges others face. This empathy allows us to connect with others on a more meaningful level, to offer support without judgment, and to approach each person's journey with understanding. This compassion enriches our relationships, creating bonds based on shared experiences and mutual respect. By seeing our own challenges as a means of building empathy, we transform hardship into an opportunity to grow, not just as individuals, but as members of a community. Another benefit of gratitude amid hardship is that it teaches us patience. Difficult times rarely resolve themselves quickly, and gratitude helps us endure without becoming frustrated or overwhelmed. By focusing on what we are thankful for, we find the strength to wait, to accept delays, and to trust the process. This patience brings a sense of calm, allowing us to face each moment with a steady heart. Through gratitude, we learn to embrace each phase of life, knowing that hardship, like everything else, is temporary. This perspective gives us the resilience to keep going, confident that better days will come. In facing hardship with gratitude, we also cultivate adaptability. When we approach challenges with an open mind and a thankful heart, we become more flexible, more willing to change our plans, and more accepting of life's unpredictability. This adaptability is essential for navigating tough times, as it allows us to adjust our perspective, find new solutions, and remain hopeful even when things don't go as expected. By embracing each challenge as an opportunity for growth, we develop a mindset that is both resilient and adaptable, capable of finding value in any situation. Gratitude during hardship also encourages us to find meaning in our struggles. Rather than viewing challenges as pointless suffering, we begin to see them as essential parts of our journey. This sense of meaning brings purpose to our hardships, helping us to endure with a sense of direction and hope. Through gratitude, we recognize that each difficulty has something to teach us, something that contributes to our personal growth and understanding. This perspective transforms hardship from a burden to a gift, one that enriches our lives with wisdom and insight. Another profound effect of gratitude during hardship is the way it deepens our appreciation for moments of joy. When we have experienced tough times, we come to value happiness more deeply, savoring each joyful moment with a newfound appreciation. Gratitude allows us to carry this appreciation forward, finding joy in the present rather than constantly seeking more. This sense of contentment brings peace, reminding us that even in the midst of challenges, there is beauty and happiness to be found. Gratitude in tough times also teaches us acceptance. By acknowledging the blessings within hardship, we learn to accept life's unpredictability without resistance. This acceptance is not about giving up. It is about embracing each experience with an open heart, trusting that it has a purpose. Through gratitude, we find the strength to let go of control, to allow life to unfold as it will, and to approach each day with a sense of curiosity and wonder. This acceptance brings a profound sense of freedom, allowing us to live without the weight of constant expectations. As we continue to practice gratitude in the face of hardship, we develop a more balanced view of life. We learn that both joy and sorrow are essential parts of the human experience, that each moment has something to offer. This balance brings a sense of peace, helping us to navigate life's ups and downs with a steady heart. By embracing each experience, we create a life that is rich in meaning, filled with resilience, and grounded in a deep sense of gratitude. Through this journey, we become not only more resilient, but also more compassionate, more aware, and more connected to the beauty of life itself. This is the power of gratitude in hardship, a strength that transforms challenges into lessons, that brings joy to the ordinary, and that reminds us of the value in every moment, no matter how difficult. With gratitude, we create a life that is filled with meaning, a life that reflects our deepest values and our greatest strengths, a life that is truly worth living. As we move from the profound strength gained by finding gratitude in hardship, we reach a Stoic principle that speaks to a different kind of strength, one rooted not in possessions or status, but in inner peace and simplicity. The Stoics taught that true contentment does not come from material wealth or external achievements. Rather, it is found by focusing on what we hold within us, our character, our values, and our ability to remain centered regardless of our surroundings. This approach to life requires a release from the constant pull of material desires, helping us to find a deeper, more enduring sense of peace. Detaching from material desires is not about renouncing all possessions or rejecting comfort. It's about understanding that our happiness should not depend on things outside our control. Possessions, wealth, and external success are fleeting. They can bring temporary pleasure, but they do not provide lasting fulfillment. When we rely on external things for our happiness, we give them power over us, creating a dependency that often leads to disappointment. By shifting our focus to inner strength, we reclaim our peace, finding satisfaction in who we are rather than what we own. Valuing inner strength over material wealth brings clarity to our lives. When we detach from the need for possessions to define us, we begin to see ourselves and our lives with a new perspective. This clarity helps us to understand what truly matters, allowing us to prioritize relationships, personal growth, and meaningful experiences over the pursuit of wealth. The Stoics believed that simplicity brings freedom, as it allows us to live without the weight of endless desires. Instead of constantly seeking more, we learn to appreciate what we already have, finding joy in the present rather than in the endless pursuit of future gains. Detaching from material desires also liberates us from the cycle of comparison. When we are focused on acquiring possessions, it is easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth against others. This comparison breeds dissatisfaction, as there will always be someone with more. By valuing inner qualities over external possessions, we free ourselves from this cycle, finding confidence and peace in our own journey. We recognize that our worth is not determined by our wealth or status, but by the integrity of our character and the kindness we show to others. This shift brings a sense of contentment that cannot be taken away by changes in fortune. Another benefit of detaching from material desires is that it allows us to focus on what we can control. Wealth, Possessions and status are often subject to forces beyond our influence. Markets fluctuate, possessions can be lost, and reputation is shaped by others' perceptions. When we base our happiness on these external things, we set ourselves up for disappointment and stress. By valuing inner strength, we find peace within ourselves, creating a stability that is unaffected by external changes. This internal focus empowers us to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence, knowing that our happiness does not depend on circumstances beyond our control. Choosing inner strength over material desires also brings a sense of purpose to our lives. When we stop chasing after possessions, we have the freedom to pursue goals that reflect our true values. This purpose is not about accumulating wealth or achieving status. It is about contributing to the world in a meaningful way, developing our talents, and deepening our understanding of life. This purpose-driven approach to life brings fulfillment that material wealth cannot provide, as it connects us to something larger than ourselves. Through this perspective, we find a satisfaction that is rooted in who we are rather than what we own. Detaching from material desires also fosters a sense of gratitude. When we are not constantly seeking more, we begin to appreciate what we already have. This gratitude creates a sense of abundance, as we realize that much of what we need for happiness is already within our reach. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we shift our attention to the blessings in our lives, our relationships, our health, our experiences. This gratitude transforms our perspective, helping us to see that happiness is not found in possessions, but in a mindset of appreciation. The practice of detaching from material desires also strengthens our resilience. When we are not dependent on possessions for our happiness, we become less vulnerable to loss and change. Material things can be taken away, but inner strength remains, providing a source of stability in times of difficulty. This resilience allows us to face challenges without fear, knowing that our happiness is rooted in something unshakable. By building our lives around inner qualities rather than external possessions, we create a foundation that can withstand life's uncertainties, bringing peace even in moments of adversity. Detachment from material desires also promotes generosity. When we are not driven by the need to acquire, we become more willing to share what we have. This generosity brings a sense of joy that is more fulfilling than any possession, as it connects us to others and strengthens our relationships. By giving freely, we experience the happiness that comes from contributing to others' well-being, creating a life that is rich not in possessions, but in compassion and kindness. This generosity enriches our lives, showing us that true wealth is found in the connections we build and the positive impact we have on others. Choosing to value inner peace over material wealth also helps us cultivate mindfulness. When we are not constantly pursuing more, we have the freedom to be fully present in each moment. This mindfulness brings a sense of calm, allowing us to enjoy life as it is rather than constantly striving for what could be. By focusing on the present, we deepen our experience of life, finding beauty in simplicity and joy in small moments. This presence adds a richness to our lives that goes beyond material possessions, bringing a sense of fulfillment that is grounded in awareness and acceptance. The Stoic principle of detaching from material desires also encourages us to live with integrity. When we are not swayed by the allure of wealth or status, we are free to make choices that align with our values. This integrity strengthens our character, as it reminds us that our worth is defined by our actions rather than by our possessions. By living with integrity, we create a life that reflects our true selves, building a legacy based on honesty, kindness, and respect. This integrity brings a sense of pride and fulfillment that is far more valuable than any material gain. Detachment from material desires also invites us to embrace simplicity. The Stoics believed that a simple life is a peaceful life, as it allows us to focus on what truly matters without the distractions of excess. This simplicity is not about depriving ourselves, but about choosing quality over quantity, valuing experiences over possessions, and focusing on relationships over wealth. By embracing simplicity, we create a life that is free from the stress of constant acquisition, filled instead with peace, purpose, and genuine connection. This simplicity brings a sense of freedom, allowing us to live with ease and contentment. Another profound effect of detaching from material desires is that it teaches us to value experiences over possessions. When we focus on inner strength, we realize that the most meaningful parts of life are not things we can buy, but moments we can cherish. This shift in perspective encourages us to invest in experiences that bring joy, growth, and connection rather than accumulating more possessions. By prioritizing experiences, we create memories that bring lasting happiness, building a life that is rich in adventure, learning, and relationships rather than in things. Detaching from material desires also brings a sense of peace. When we are not constantly striving for more, we find contentment in what we have. This peace is rooted in acceptance, as we learn to appreciate the present without needing anything else to feel complete. This acceptance brings a deep sense of fulfillment, reminding us that happiness is not found in external things, but in a mindset of gratitude and simplicity. By embracing this peace, we create a life that is free from the stress of comparison, competition, and acquisition, filled instead with a quiet joy that comes from within. By focusing on inner strength rather than material wealth, we also cultivate a sense of humility. Material success often fosters pride, as we measure our worth by what we own. However, when we detach from material desires, we recognize that our value is not determined by possessions, but by our character. This humility helps us to see ourselves and others with greater compassion, fostering a sense of equality and respect. By valuing humility over status, we create relationships that are based on mutual understanding rather than on competition, building connections that enrich our lives with trust and sincerity. Detaching from material desires also leads to self-sufficiency. When we are not reliant on external things for our happiness, we develop a sense of independence that empowers us to face life's challenges with confidence. This self-sufficiency does not mean isolation. It means finding strength within ourselves rather than in possessions. By cultivating inner resources, we build a life that is resilient, adaptable, and capable of thriving regardless of external circumstances. This independence brings a sense of empowerment, as we realize that true contentment is something we create within ourselves. The Stoics taught that by detaching from material desires, we discover a deeper sense of purpose. When we are not focused on acquisition, we have the freedom to pursue goals that align with our values and passions. This purpose-driven life brings fulfillment that material wealth cannot provide, as it connects us to something larger than ourselves. By focusing on purpose, we create a life that is meaningful, resilient, and filled with a sense of direction, bringing a level of satisfaction that goes beyond external success. In choosing to value inner strength over material wealth, we ultimately create a life of lasting happiness. This happiness is not dependent on possessions, status, or wealth. It is rooted in the qualities we cultivate within ourselves. By letting go of material desires, we open ourselves to a life filled with peace, gratitude, and purpose, creating a foundation of joy that endures regardless of external circumstances. Through this journey, we find that true contentment comes not from what we own, but from who we are. from the inner strength that guides us, and from the values that define us. This is the essence of a life well lived, one that finds fulfillment not in things, but in the quiet, unshakable peace of a soul that is free. Having embraced a life free from material desires, we now turn inward to explore the path of inner strength, one of the most profound journeys in Stoic philosophy. Epictetus believed that the cornerstone of a fulfilling life lies in self-knowledge and self-control. By truly knowing ourselves, our values, motivations, and limitations, we cultivate a deeper understanding of our own nature. This self-awareness becomes the foundation for self-control, allowing us to align our actions with our values and live with integrity. Inner strength, then, is not a fixed trait, but a continuous practice of self-mastery, where character is forged by focusing on virtues rather than fleeting desires. The path to inner strength begins with self-knowledge, a commitment to honestly examine our own thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Knowing ourselves means more than acknowledging our strengths. It involves a willingness to confront our weaknesses and to understand our motivations. This awareness helps us recognize patterns that either support or hinder our growth. When we look inward with clarity, we see areas where we might act out of fear, pride, or insecurity, and we begin to understand how these impulses shape our decisions. By knowing ourselves deeply, we gain a foundation upon which true character is built, making it possible to act not out of impulse, but from a place of purpose and authenticity. Self-knowledge also brings freedom. When we understand our own mind, we are no longer controlled by unconscious desires or societal pressures. This awareness allows us to separate ourselves from external influences, to recognize when we are being swayed by others' opinions or by fleeting trends. By grounding ourselves in self-knowledge, we develop the confidence to stand firm in our beliefs, to make choices that reflect our true values rather than conforming to external expectations. This freedom of thought is empowering, as it enables us to live authentically, guided by our own principles rather than the shifting standards of the world around us. Alongside self-knowledge, self-control is essential for developing inner strength. Self-control is not about suppressing emotions or desires. It is about managing them with wisdom and balance. By practicing self-control, we learn to respond rather than react, choosing actions that align with our values, even in challenging situations. This restraint is not a restriction, but a form of liberation, as it allows us to act with clarity rather than being led by fleeting impulses. When we master self-control, we gain the ability to stay focused on what truly matters, creating a life that is stable and resilient in the face of adversity. Self-control also fosters patience, a quality that is essential for inner strength. In a world that often values instant gratification, patience allows us to work towards long-term goals without becoming discouraged by delays or setbacks. When we practice patience, we learn to trust the process, knowing that true growth takes time and effort. This patience helps us to remain committed to our goals, even when progress is slow, as we understand that lasting change is built through consistent effort. Through self-control, we cultivate patience as a virtue, one that keeps us grounded and focused on the journey rather than being distracted by the promise of quick rewards. Developing inner strength through self-knowledge and self-control also enhances our resilience. When we understand our values and manage our emotions, we become less vulnerable to external challenges. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them with courage and composure. By practicing self-control, we train ourselves to remain calm and focused in the face of hardship, finding strength within rather than relying on external solutions. This resilience is a product of both self-awareness and discipline, as it reflects our ability to navigate life's challenges without losing sight of our principles. Inner strength also requires a commitment to personal virtues. Epictetus emphasized the importance of cultivating virtues like honesty, kindness, and courage as a way to build character. These virtues are not abstract ideals, but practical tools that guide our behavior and shape our lives. By focusing on virtues, we create a moral compass that directs our actions, helping us to make choices that reflect our highest values. This commitment to virtue strengthens our character, providing a foundation of integrity that remains steady regardless of circumstances. Through the practice of virtue, we build a life that is not only fulfilling, but also aligned with our deepest values. Self-knowledge and self-control also lead to greater self-acceptance. When we know ourselves deeply, we learn to accept both our strengths and our flaws, understanding that perfection is neither possible nor necessary. This acceptance frees us from the pressure to constantly prove ourselves, allowing us to live with a sense of peace and authenticity. By embracing our whole selves, we develop a sense of inner strength that is unshaken by external judgments. This self-acceptance is not about complacency. It is about acknowledging our humanity and committing to growth with kindness and patience. Practicing self-control also teaches us the value of humility. When we are aware of our own limitations, we approach life with a sense of openness, recognizing that there is always more to learn. This humility keeps us grounded, reminding us that inner strength is not about dominating others, but about mastering ourselves. By cultivating humility, we develop the ability to listen, to learn from others, and to grow through self-reflection. This humility strengthens our character, as it keeps us focused on personal growth, rather than seeking validation or superiority over others. Self-knowledge and self-control also bring clarity to our relationships. When we understand our own needs, values, and boundaries, we are able to interact with others in a way that is respectful and authentic. This clarity allows us to set healthy boundaries, to communicate openly, and to approach each relationship with integrity. By practicing self-control, we avoid reactive behaviors that might harm our connections with others, creating relationships that are based on mutual respect rather than on emotional volatility. Through this clarity and restraint, we build connections that are stable, supportive, and aligned with our values. Developing inner strength through self-knowledge and self-control also empowers us to pursue our goals with focus and determination. When we know what truly matters to us, we are less likely to be swayed by distractions or external pressures. This clarity of purpose, combined with the discipline of self-control, helps us to stay committed to our aspirations even when challenges arise. By focusing on our goals with intention, we create a life that reflects our values and desires rather than being shaped by fleeting impulses. This focused approach to life brings a sense of fulfillment, as we know that our actions are aligned with our true purpose. Inner strength also involves the practice of forgiveness, both towards ourselves and others. When we have a deep understanding of our own imperfections, we are more able to forgive the flaws in others. This forgiveness is an essential aspect of self-control, as it allows us to release resentment and move forward without holding on to past grievances. By practicing forgiveness, we create a sense of peace within ourselves, freeing us from the burdens of anger and regret. This forgiveness strengthens our relationships and enhances our own well-being, allowing us to live with a sense of lightness and freedom. Through self-knowledge and self-control, we also learn to manage our expectations. When we understand our own tendencies, we become more aware of the expectations we place on ourselves and others. This awareness helps us to adjust our expectations, creating a more balanced and realistic approach to life. By practicing self-control, we learn to let go of unrealistic standards, allowing ourselves to live with greater acceptance and peace. This balanced perspective brings a sense of contentment as we learn to appreciate life as it is, rather than constantly striving for an ideal. Inner strength also involves the courage to face our fears. When we know ourselves, we understand the fears that hold us back, and we gain the courage to confront them. This courage is not about denying fear, it is about acknowledging it and moving forward despite it. By practicing self-control, we build the resilience to face our fears with a calm and steady heart, knowing that inner strength is found not in avoiding challenges, but in embracing them. This courage brings a sense of empowerment as we realize that we are capable of overcoming obstacles and achieving our goals. In developing inner strength, we also cultivate a sense of purpose. When we are clear about our values and committed to self-control, we are better able to focus on what truly matters to us. This sense of purpose gives our lives direction, guiding our actions and choices with intention. By living with purpose, we create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling, a life that reflects our deepest values. This purpose-driven approach brings a sense of satisfaction as we know that we are living in alignment with our true selves. Inner strength also fosters emotional balance. When we understand our emotions and practice self-control, we learn to manage our responses in a way that promotes inner peace. This emotional balance allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with a steady mind, finding peace within ourselves rather than being swayed by external events. This balance is not about suppressing emotions, but about approaching them with understanding and patience. By cultivating this balance, we create a life that is resilient, centered, and deeply fulfilling. Through self-knowledge and self-control, we also develop a sense of inner peace. When we know ourselves and live in alignment with our values, we experience a sense of harmony within. This peace is not dependent on external circumstances. It is a state of being that arises from living authentically and with intention. This inner peace brings a sense of joy and contentment, allowing us to experience life fully without the need for constant validation or achievement. By embracing this peace, we create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and happiness. In developing inner strength through self-knowledge and self-control, we ultimately create a life that is resilient, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. This strength is not a product of external success or material wealth. It is a reflection of our character, a testament to our commitment to growth and self-mastery. Through this journey, we find that true fulfillment comes not from what we achieve or acquire, but from who we become. This is the essence of inner strength, a life lived with clarity, courage, and compassion, a life that reflects our highest values and deepest truths. As we delve deeper into the path of inner strength, where self-knowledge and self-control guide us, we encounter a practice that serves as both a compass and a mirror: daily reflection. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius exemplified this discipline, using it to examine his thoughts and actions, refine his character, and align his life with his values. Through the power of daily reflection, we gain insight into our actions, our choices, and the paths we are forging. This practice of intentional review becomes a powerful tool, helping us to grow in wisdom and self-awareness, as each day brings us closer to a life of greater purpose and clarity. Daily reflection is more than a simple habit. It is a disciplined act of self-assessment that holds the potential to transform us. By setting aside a moment each day to consider our thoughts and actions, we cultivate a relationship with ourselves that is grounded in honesty and growth. This process involves examining our decisions, recognizing areas where we may have strayed from our values, and identifying opportunities for improvement. By doing so, we become both the student and the teacher, learning from our experiences and guiding ourselves toward greater alignment with our principles. Through daily reflection, we strengthen our capacity for self-awareness. In the busyness of life, it's easy to act on autopilot, reacting to situations without much thought. However, when we take the time each day to review our actions, we bring a conscious awareness to our choices. This awareness helps us identify patterns in our behavior, allowing us to see where we may act out of habit rather than intention. By understanding these patterns, we can begin to make more deliberate choices, moving away from automatic reactions and toward thoughtful responses. This shift from reactivity to intentionality brings us closer to a life of true purpose. The discipline of daily reflection also enhances our emotional intelligence. As we review our interactions and responses, we gain insight into our emotional triggers, learning to recognize the situations that elicit anger, frustration, or impatience. By understanding these triggers, we develop the ability to manage our emotions more effectively, responding with calmness and clarity rather than impulsivity. This emotional awareness helps us navigate relationships with greater empathy and patience, fostering connections that are grounded in understanding rather than conflict. By strengthening our emotional intelligence, daily reflection becomes a tool for cultivating inner peace and harmony in our interactions with others. Daily reflection also encourages us to celebrate our progress. Often, in the pursuit of growth, we focus so intently on what we need to improve that we overlook our achievements. Reflection provides an opportunity to acknowledge the small victories and the steps we have taken toward our goals. This recognition is not about fostering pride, but about nurturing a sense of self-compassion and encouragement. By acknowledging our progress, we build confidence in our ability to change and grow, reinforcing our commitment to personal development. This celebration of progress inspires us to keep moving forward, knowing that each day brings us closer to our true potential. In addition to recognizing our strengths, daily reflection helps us confront our weaknesses with honesty and acceptance. Self-awareness requires us to look at ourselves without judgment, understanding that growth involves acknowledging both our light and our shadow. Reflection allows us to see where we have fallen short of our values, where we have acted out of alignment with our principles. This honest self-assessment is not meant to induce guilt, but to inspire improvement. By recognizing our weaknesses, we empower ourselves to address them, making conscious efforts to change behaviors that no longer serve us. Through this process, we cultivate a sense of humility, understanding that growth is an ongoing journey rather than a destination. Daily reflection also fosters a mindset of accountability. When we take the time to review our actions, we accept responsibility for our choices, acknowledging that our lives are shaped by the decisions we make each day. This accountability empowers us to take ownership of our path, understanding that we are not passive recipients of fate, but active participants in our own journey. By holding ourselves accountable, we strengthen our commitment to personal integrity, ensuring that our actions align with our values and that we remain true to ourselves in every situation. This practice of accountability deepens our sense of self-respect as we learn to trust ourselves to act with honesty and purpose. The practice of daily reflection also brings clarity to our priorities. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters, becoming distracted by tasks and concerns that do not align with our long-term goals. Reflection allows us to pause and consider whether our actions are moving us closer to or further from our purpose. This clarity helps us to prioritize our time and energy, focusing on the activities that bring fulfillment and letting go of those that drain us. By aligning our actions with our priorities, we create a life that is not only productive, but also meaningful, as each choice reflects our deepest values and aspirations. Daily reflection can also strengthen our resilience. When we take the time to review our challenges and setbacks, we gain perspective on our ability to overcome obstacles. Reflection helps us to see that difficulties are not failures, but opportunities for growth, moments that test and build our inner strength. By reframing challenges as valuable experiences, we develop the resilience to face future difficulties with confidence. This resilience is grounded in self-awareness, as we recognize our capacity to learn from adversity and to use each challenge as a stepping stone toward greater wisdom and understanding. Through the discipline of daily reflection, we also cultivate a sense of gratitude. By looking back on each day, we become more aware of the blessings in our lives, the support of loved ones, the opportunities for growth, the simple joys that enrich our experiences. This gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, bringing a sense of abundance and fulfillment. By cultivating gratitude, we develop a mindset that sees life as a gift, filled with moments of beauty and connection. This gratitude brings a sense of peace and contentment, reminding us that happiness is not found in external achievements, but in a mindset of appreciation. Daily reflection also supports our ability to set intentions for the future. By reviewing our actions and choices, we gain insight into the changes we wish to make, the qualities we want to cultivate, and the goals we hope to achieve. This insight allows us to set clear intentions for the days ahead, creating a sense of purpose and direction. These intentions are not rigid goals, but gentle reminders of our commitment to growth and alignment. By setting intentions, we create a roadmap for our journey, one that guides us toward a life that reflects our values and aspirations. Reflection also deepens our connection to ourselves. In the busy pace of life, it's easy to become disconnected from our inner world, losing touch with our thoughts, feelings, and desires. Daily reflection provides a moment of quiet introspection, a time to reconnect with ourselves and to listen to our inner voice. This connection brings a sense of grounding as we become more attuned to our own needs and aspirations. By nurturing this relationship with ourselves, we build a foundation of self-trust, knowing that we are guided by a clear sense of purpose and integrity. The practice of daily reflection also enhances our ability to forgive ourselves and others. As we review our day, we may encounter moments where we acted out of alignment with our values or where others hurt us. Reflection allows us to approach these moments with compassion, understanding that mistakes are a natural part of the human experience. By forgiving ourselves, we release the burden of guilt, allowing ourselves to move forward with a sense of freedom and renewal. By forgiving others, we let go of resentment, creating space for healing and peace. This practice of forgiveness enriches our lives, fostering a mindset of kindness and understanding. Through daily reflection, we also develop a greater sense of purpose. By examining our actions and choices, we gain clarity on what brings us joy, fulfillment, and meaning. This sense of purpose is not defined by external achievements, but by a deep connection to our values and passions. Reflection helps us to see that purpose is found not in what we achieve, but in how we live each day. By aligning our actions with our purpose, we create a life that is rich in meaning, a life that reflects our true selves and brings a sense of lasting satisfaction. Daily reflection also fosters patience. In a world that often demands instant results, reflection reminds us that growth is a gradual process, one that requires time, effort, and dedication. By reviewing our progress each day, we learn to appreciate the small steps that lead to lasting change. This patience allows us to embrace the journey, knowing that each moment of effort contributes to our growth. By practicing patience, we build a sense of resilience as we learn to trust the process and to find contentment in the journey rather than constantly seeking the end result. In the discipline of daily reflection, we also find a sense of peace. This peace comes from knowing that we are living with intention, that each day we are moving closer to the person we wish to become. Reflection allows us to see that our lives are shaped not by chance, but by choice, that each decision we make is an opportunity to create a life that is true to our values. This peace is grounded in self-awareness, as we come to understand that happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in a life lived with purpose and clarity. The practice of daily reflection ultimately creates a life of depth and meaning. Through reflection, we gain insight into ourselves, build resilience, cultivate gratitude, and connect with our purpose. This journey of self-discovery is one of the most profound gifts we can give ourselves, as it allows us to live each day with a sense of awareness, growth, and fulfillment. By embracing this discipline, we create a life that is rich in wisdom, grounded in integrity, and filled with a quiet strength that comes from knowing ourselves deeply. This is the essence of daily reflection, a path of self-discovery that brings us closer to the person we are meant to be. Moving from the introspective practice of daily reflection, we now reach a Stoic principle that focuses on outward action guided by inner virtue. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers taught that embodying courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom in every circumstance is not only a path to personal integrity, but a way to meet life's challenges with strength and clarity. Each virtue serves as a guiding force, shaping our responses to adversity, influencing our interactions, and enabling us to live with purpose. These virtues act as anchors, helping us navigate turbulent times while remaining grounded in what truly matters. Courage is the foundation upon which all other virtues rest, for it takes courage to act according to our principles, especially when it's difficult. True courage isn't merely the absence of fear, but the resolve to act in alignment with our values despite fear. When we face uncertainty, loss, or adversity, courage gives us the strength to press forward, to hold our ground, and to make decisions rooted in integrity. This courage is about standing firm in our beliefs, even when the easier path might be to give up or compromise. By practicing courage, we demonstrate a commitment to ourselves and to the values we uphold, creating a life that is resilient and true to our deepest intentions. Courage also involves the willingness to confront our limitations and grow through them. Every challenge provides an opportunity to test and strengthen our inner resolve. When we respond to difficulties with courage, we're not only building resilience, but also expanding our capacity to handle future obstacles. This growth isn't always immediate, but over time, our repeated acts of courage transform us, fortifying our character and broadening our understanding of what we're capable of enduring. By embracing each moment of fear or hesitation as a chance to develop courage, we gain a strength that endures beyond any single situation, a strength that defines us. The virtue of justice, meanwhile, is essential in guiding our actions toward fairness and respect for others. Justice reminds us to consider the well-being of those around us, ensuring that our actions are rooted in empathy, understanding, and equity. Practicing justice means holding ourselves accountable to a higher standard of behavior, one that respects the dignity and rights of others. This principle is not only about avoiding harm, but also about contributing positively, acting in ways that uplift and support those around us. Through justice, we create a foundation of trust in our relationships, building connections based on mutual respect and compassion. Justice also means being fair with ourselves. It's easy to be harsh or overly critical of our own actions, but justice requires that we show ourselves the same compassion we extend to others. This self-compassion allows us to learn from our mistakes rather than be burdened by them, to forgive ourselves, and to move forward with a renewed commitment to our values. By practicing justice toward ourselves, we foster a balanced and healthy self-view, one that is both honest and kind. This internal justice strengthens our self-worth, helping us act from a place of self-respect and integrity in all areas of life. The virtue of moderation teaches us the importance of balance in every aspect of life. Moderation is about maintaining harmony, knowing when to act and when to hold back, and recognizing that excess often leads to imbalance and dissatisfaction. This virtue encourages us to find contentment in simplicity, appreciating what we have without constantly seeking more. Moderation is not about deprivation, but about understanding that true fulfillment comes from within, not from the accumulation of external things. Through moderation, we learn to manage our desires, focusing on what truly matters and letting go of distractions that pull us away from our goals. Moderation also applies to our emotions, helping us to respond to situations with a sense of calm and equanimity. In moments of anger, excitement, or fear, moderation reminds us to pause, to breathe, and to avoid extremes. This balance allows us to make decisions that are thoughtful and considered, avoiding reactions that we might later regret. By practicing moderation, we cultivate a steady mind, one that remains centered regardless of external circumstances. This inner balance brings a sense of peace and contentment, allowing us to navigate life with a calm and focused presence. Wisdom, the fourth Stoic virtue, provides the insight and discernment needed to make sound decisions. Wisdom is the ability to see situations clearly, to understand the broader perspective, and to act with foresight and care. This virtue teaches us to seek knowledge, to question our assumptions, and to approach each decision with a sense of curiosity and open-mindedness. Through wisdom, we learn to weigh our options, to consider the potential outcomes, and to choose the path that aligns with our values. Wisdom is not only about knowledge, but about the practical application of that knowledge, using it to navigate life's complexities with insight and integrity. Wisdom also involves the ability to learn from our experiences. Every situation, whether positive or challenging, has something to teach us. By reflecting on these lessons and applying them in the future, we grow in wisdom, building a foundation of understanding that guides our actions. This continual process of learning and growth allows us to adapt to new situations with confidence, knowing that we have the tools to respond thoughtfully. Wisdom, therefore, is a dynamic quality, one that evolves through experience and reflection, helping us to approach each day with a sense of purpose and clarity. When we combine these four virtues, courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom, we create a framework for responding to life's challenges with strength and grace. Courage gives us the strength to face adversity. Justice reminds us to act with integrity. Moderation keeps us grounded, and wisdom guides our choices. Together, these virtues form a compass, directing us through life's uncertainties and helping us to remain true to ourselves. By embodying these virtues, we cultivate a character that is resilient, compassionate, balanced, and wise, a character that serves as a source of strength not only for ourselves, but also for those around us. Embodying courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom requires consistent practice. These virtues are not mastered overnight. They are developed through daily choices, through small acts of integrity, and through a commitment to personal growth. Each time we choose courage over fear, justice over self-interest, moderation over excess, and wisdom over impulse, we reinforce these qualities within ourselves. Over time, these choices shape our character, building a foundation of inner strength that remains steady in the face of life's challenges. Practicing these virtues also brings a sense of fulfillment. When we live according to our highest values, we create a life that is meaningful and purposeful. This fulfillment is not dependent on external achievements or material success. It is rooted in the satisfaction that comes from living authentically. By embodying these virtues, we find a sense of peace that is grounded in self-respect, knowing that we are acting in alignment with our true selves. This inner peace brings a sense of joy that cannot be taken away by external circumstances, a joy that comes from within. The 4 Stoic virtues also strengthen our relationships. When we act with courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom, we create bonds that are based on trust, respect, and compassion. These virtues help us to communicate openly, to support others without judgment, and to approach each relationship with empathy and understanding. By embodying these qualities, we build connections that are resilient and supportive, relationships that enrich our lives and provide a source of comfort and encouragement. Through these virtues, we become not only stronger individuals, but also better friends, partners, and members of our community. These virtues also prepare us to face adversity with resilience. Life is filled with unexpected challenges, moments that test our patience, our strength, and our resolve. By embodying courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom, we approach these challenges with a sense of readiness, knowing that we have the tools to navigate whatever comes our way. This resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about facing it with confidence, understanding that each challenge is an opportunity to grow. Through this resilience, we find a strength that endures, a strength that allows us to thrive even in the most difficult times. By practicing these virtues, we create a legacy that extends beyond ourselves. The impact of courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom is not limited to our own lives. It reaches those around us, inspiring others to live with integrity and purpose. When we embody these virtues, we become role models for those who look to us for guidance, setting an example of strength and compassion. This legacy is not about fame or recognition. It is about leaving a positive impact on the world, a legacy that reflects the values we hold dear and the principles by which we choose to live. Ultimately, the practice of courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom brings us closer to our true selves. These virtues help us to strip away the distractions and illusions that often cloud our vision, revealing a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. By embracing these qualities, we create a foundation of inner strength that serves us in every situation, guiding our actions and shaping our character. This journey of self-discovery is one of the most rewarding paths we can take, as it leads us to a life that is both authentic and deeply satisfying. In embodying these virtues, we find a path to a life that is resilient, compassionate, balanced, and wise. This path is not always easy, but it is a journey worth taking, a journey that brings us closer to the person we aspire to be. Through courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom, we create a life that reflects our highest values, a life that is rich in purpose, and a life that leaves a positive impact on the world. This is the essence of the Stoic virtues, a framework for living that brings us strength, clarity, and fulfillment in every situation. As we journey from embodying courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom in all our actions, we arrive at a principle that elevates our lives in a deeply meaningful way, cultivating a sense of purpose that reaches beyond ourselves. The Stoic philosophers believed that true fulfillment arises not from pursuing personal gain, but from dedicating ourselves to something greater, something that enriches the world around us. Finding purpose that transcends the self gives our lives profound meaning and connects us to a larger web of humanity. This shift in perspective, from self-centered goals to an outwardly focused purpose, transforms not only our sense of joy, but also our resilience as we become motivated by a mission that endures beyond our own individual existence. Pursuing a purpose beyond oneself begins with the desire to serve. Serving others is not merely an act of kindness, it's a commitment to contribute to the collective well-being of society. When we dedicate time and energy to help others, we create connections that enrich our lives and deepen our sense of belonging. These connections remind us that we are part of something greater than ourselves, part of a community that thrives on mutual support and shared goals. By embracing service, we transform our lives from isolated pursuits into a journey that benefits everyone, fostering a sense of unity and cooperation that transcends personal boundaries. The Stoics emphasized that serving others leads to happiness rooted in the joy of giving. Unlike fleeting pleasure, which often fades as quickly as it arrives, the happiness gained from selfless acts endures. This joy is not about recognition or reward. It's about knowing that we have positively impacted another person's life. This sense of contribution brings fulfillment that goes beyond material success, filling our lives with a deeper satisfaction that is hard to achieve through self-centered pursuits alone. In each act of kindness, we experience a sense of purpose that enriches us far more than any possession or achievement could. Living with a purpose that transcends the self also helps us cultivate resilience. When we are motivated by a higher purpose, setbacks and obstacles become less intimidating. Instead of viewing challenges as personal failures, we see them as part of a greater mission, experiences that deepen our understanding and strengthen our commitment. This resilience is fueled by the knowledge that our efforts are meaningful, that they contribute to a cause that matters. By dedicating ourselves to a purpose beyond our own immediate needs, we find a strength that carries us through difficult times, allowing us to persevere with a sense of resolve that is both empowering and uplifting. A purpose that reaches beyond ourselves also brings clarity to our values and priorities. When we focus on serving others, we become more mindful of our actions, recognizing that each choice has the potential to impact the lives of those around us. This awareness helps us prioritize actions that are in line with our values, leading us to act with integrity and respect. By living in alignment with a higher purpose, we build a life that reflects our deepest beliefs, a life that is guided not by fleeting desires, but by a commitment to make a positive difference. This clarity brings a sense of peace, as we know that our actions are purposeful and meaningful. Embracing a purpose beyond oneself also fosters humility. When we dedicate ourselves to serving others, we begin to see that our lives are interconnected with the lives of many, and that each of us plays a small yet significant role in the greater whole. This humility reminds us that we are not the center of the universe, that our individual goals are part of a larger tapestry of human experience. By practicing humility, we become more open to learning from others, more willing to listen and grow. This humility enhances our sense of purpose, helping us approach each day with gratitude for the opportunity to contribute, no matter how small our actions may seem. Living with a purpose that transcends personal interests also encourages us to lead by example. When we embody values such as kindness, integrity, and compassion, we inspire others to do the same. Our actions become a form of silent leadership, a way of guiding others through our own commitment to a higher purpose. This leadership is not about authority or control, it's about setting a standard of behavior that reflects our values. By leading through example, we create a ripple effect that reaches beyond ourselves, encouraging others to embrace their own purpose and contribute positively to the world around them. The pursuit of a purpose beyond ourselves also deepens our sense of gratitude. When we dedicate ourselves to something greater, we become more aware of the support and guidance we receive from others, of the small acts of kindness that enable us to pursue our mission. This gratitude enriches our lives, reminding us that we are part of a community that sustains and uplifts us. By practicing gratitude, we find joy in the simple moments, in the support of friends, and in the opportunities to contribute. This sense of appreciation brings contentment that is grounded not in what we possess, but in the connections we build and the difference we make. A purpose beyond oneself also enhances our empathy. When we serve others, we develop a deeper understanding of their experiences, their challenges, and their needs. This empathy fosters compassion, helping us approach each person with kindness and patience. By cultivating empathy, we build relationships that are based on understanding rather than judgment, connections that are rich in mutual respect. This empathy is a gift, one that allows us to see the world from different perspectives and to appreciate the diverse paths that others walk. By embracing empathy, we create a life that is filled with meaningful connections and genuine relationships. Pursuing a purpose that transcends the self also leads to a sense of inner peace. When we are focused on contributing to something greater, we let go of the need for constant validation or approval. Our purpose becomes our anchor, a source of fulfillment that is unaffected by external judgments. This inner peace allows us to live with authenticity, to act according to our values without seeking recognition or reward. By finding peace within, we create a life that is resilient, a life that is rooted in a sense of purpose that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Living with a purpose that goes beyond oneself also brings perspective. When we are focused solely on personal success, we may become consumed by minor setbacks or frustrations. However, when we dedicate ourselves to a greater cause, we gain a broader view of life, seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles. This perspective helps us approach each day with a sense of gratitude and curiosity, as we recognize that our struggles are part of a larger journey. By maintaining this perspective, we create a life that is filled with meaning, a life that reflects the wisdom of seeing beyond our own individual concerns. Pursuing a purpose that is larger than oneself also fosters a sense of hope. When we contribute to a greater cause, we become part of a movement toward positive change, a force that works to uplift and empower others. This sense of hope brings a lightness to our lives, a belief that our efforts, no matter how small, contribute to a brighter future. This hope is a powerful motivator, one that inspires us to keep going, to persevere through adversity, and to remain committed to our mission. By living with hope, we create a life that is infused with optimism, a life that reflects the belief that we are capable of making a difference. The pursuit of a purpose beyond oneself also enhances our personal growth. When we dedicate ourselves to serving others, we are often challenged to develop new skills, to expand our knowledge, and to adapt to new situations. This growth is not only beneficial for our mission, but also enriches our own lives, helping us become more capable, more resilient, and more adaptable. By committing to a purpose beyond ourselves, we embark on a journey of lifelong learning, a path that fosters both personal and collective development. Living with a purpose that transcends personal gain brings a profound sense of fulfillment. This fulfillment is not based on external achievements, but on the knowledge that our lives have meaning, that our actions contribute to a larger good. This sense of fulfillment enriches every aspect of our lives, bringing joy to our work, our relationships, and our everyday experiences. By embracing a purpose beyond ourselves, we create a life that is deeply satisfying, a life that reflects our highest values and deepest aspirations. When we cultivate a sense of purpose beyond ourselves, we create a life that is both meaningful and joyful, a life that uplifts not only ourselves, but also those around us. This journey is not about abandoning personal goals or ambitions. It's about expanding our perspective, about finding a way to contribute to the well-being of others while also enriching our own lives. Through this purpose, we discover a strength that endures, a resilience that sustains us, and a happiness that is rooted in a sense of belonging and connection. In this journey of purpose, we find that our lives are not defined by what we achieve, but by the impact we have on others. Each act of kindness, each moment of service, and each effort to uplift others contributes to a life that is rich in meaning and fulfillment. By embracing a purpose beyond ourselves, we transform our lives from a pursuit of personal gain to a mission of shared joy, creating a legacy that extends beyond our own lifetime and leaves a positive mark on the world. Through the pursuit of a purpose that transcends the self, we create a life that is filled with compassion, resilience, and joy. This purpose is a beacon, guiding us through both the joys and challenges of life, helping us remain focused on what truly matters. By dedicating ourselves to a higher purpose, we create a life that is not only fulfilling, but also meaningful, a life that reflects our deepest values and our highest aspirations. This is the essence of a life well lived, a life dedicated to serving others, to uplifting humanity, and to making the world a better place. Having explored the power of finding a purpose that extends beyond ourselves, we now arrive at a closely related principle that gives each day its richness, living immediately, without deferring joy or waiting for some future time to experience life fully. Seneca urged us to embrace each moment, to seize joy and value each day as if it were our last. This way of living is not a call for recklessness, but a reminder to free ourselves from the traps of someday thinking. Life is not a rehearsal, and each day that passes unused is a day we cannot reclaim. Embracing this approach means choosing to truly live, making the most of each moment rather than endlessly postponing happiness or fulfillment. Living immediately begins with the decision to let go of waiting for ideal conditions. Many people postpone joy, believing they will start living once things fall into place. They think they'll feel content once they've reached a certain milestone, achieved a particular goal, or acquired some possession. But this kind of thinking puts joy perpetually out of reach, always waiting for that elusive, perfect moment. By practicing the art of living fully now, we break free from the need for external validation, recognizing that joy is not something we find only at the end of a long journey, but something available to us in every day, in every small act of gratitude or presence. Living without postponement requires us to savor the present, to find beauty in the ordinary. Joy is not something to be reserved for special occasions. It can be found in a quiet morning, a shared laugh, or a simple walk. When we focus on these seemingly mundane moments, we discover that life's richness is not in grand events, but in the small details that often go unnoticed. By paying attention to these moments, we create a life filled with appreciation and wonder, a life that is vibrant and fulfilling, not because it's extraordinary, but because we are fully engaged with it. This approach also challenges us to act on our desires rather than waiting for some hypothetical, better time. Often people wait to pursue their passions, travel to places they long to see, or even tell someone they care. They convince themselves there will be time for all these things later. But time is uncertain, and deferring joy is a risk that can leave us with regrets. By embracing the present and acting on our dreams now, we create a life free from the weight of what-ifs. This willingness to pursue our desires without delay brings an energy and excitement to life, a sense that each day is filled with possibility. Living immediately also involves letting go of the fear of imperfection. Many people postpone experiences because they're worried they won't be good enough or that the conditions won't be perfect. But waiting for perfection often means waiting forever. Seneca reminds us that life is not about flawless execution, but about participation, about showing up fully in each moment. Embracing life as it is, with all its imperfections, allows us to engage more freely, to try new things, and to find joy in the process rather than in a distant ideal. By letting go of perfectionism, we open ourselves to a fuller, more joyful life. Choosing to live immediately also means valuing experiences over possessions. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of material wealth, thinking that possessions will bring happiness. But true joy is found in memories, in shared moments, and in experiences that shape us. When we prioritize experiences over things, we create a life that is rich in stories, a life filled with moments that stay with us long after the possessions have faded. This approach to life frees us from the need for constant acquisition, allowing us to invest our time and energy in what truly brings fulfillment. Another essential aspect of living fully is embracing spontaneity. Rigid plans and routines can sometimes rob life of its excitement. While structure is important, it's equally valuable to leave space for unexpected joys, to say yes to opportunities that come our way without overthinking them. Embracing spontaneity helps us break free from the confines of over-planning, bringing an element of surprise and adventure to each day. This openness to the unknown creates a sense of aliveness, a reminder that life is not meant to be entirely predictable, but is best enjoyed when we welcome the unexpected. Living immediately also involves cultivating gratitude for what we have right now. By focusing on what is present in our lives rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance. This gratitude doesn't mean we ignore our aspirations or goals. It simply means we recognize that joy is available to us even as we work toward our dreams. Gratitude grounds us in the present, helping us appreciate the journey rather than constantly striving for the destination. This mindset fosters contentment, a deep sense of peace that comes from valuing the here and now. Another key to living immediately is building connections with others. People often delay spending quality time with loved ones, thinking there will always be time later. But meaningful connections are one of life's greatest sources of joy, and these moments cannot always wait. By prioritizing relationships and creating memories with those we care about, we enrich our lives in a way that no achievement or possession ever could. This commitment to being present with others deepens our bonds, filling our lives with love, laughter, and shared experiences that bring lasting fulfillment. Living without postponement also means embracing the full range of emotions. People sometimes avoid feeling too much, worried that intense joy or vulnerability will make them feel exposed. But to truly live is to embrace all of life's emotions, the highs, the lows, the in-betweens. By allowing ourselves to feel deeply, we experience life more fully, creating memories that are rich and meaningful. This openness to emotion makes each moment more vivid, each experience more impactful, and our lives more genuinely lived. A life lived fully now also encourages us to release grudges and past hurts. Holding on to resentment or regret keeps us anchored in the past, preventing us from experiencing joy in the present. By practicing forgiveness, both toward ourselves and others, we free ourselves to move forward with lightness. This release of old burdens allows us to engage with each day without the weight of unresolved emotions, creating space for new joys and possibilities. By letting go of the past, we open ourselves to a future filled with happiness and peace. Living immediately also requires us to overcome the fear of failure. Many people delay pursuing their passions because they fear they might not succeed. But waiting for the perfect conditions or a guarantee of success can mean waiting forever. By taking risks and stepping into the unknown, we create a life that is dynamic and fulfilling. This willingness to embrace uncertainty brings a sense of empowerment, as we learn that joy is not about achieving a particular outcome, but about the courage to try. By letting go of the need for certainty, we find joy in the adventure, in the journey itself. Living fully now also means engaging in activities that bring joy without concern for productivity. In a world that often values output over experience, it can feel indulgent to do something simply because it makes us happy. But these moments of unstructured joy are essential for a fulfilling life. Whether it's reading, dancing, painting, or spending time in nature, engaging in activities for the sheer pleasure of it reconnects us with our inner selves. These moments remind us that life is not just about achievement, but also about enjoyment, about finding delight in the simple pleasures. The art of living immediately also teaches us to be present with ourselves. In the rush of daily life, we often neglect the need for self-care and reflection. By setting aside time to be with ourselves, to listen to our thoughts and feelings, we create a deeper connection to who we are. This presence with oneself fosters self-acceptance, allowing us to live authentically rather than constantly seeking approval or validation. By nurturing a relationship with ourselves, we create a foundation of inner peace and contentment that enhances our experience of each moment. Living fully means embracing simplicity. Often people postpone joy because they are focused on complex goals or big dreams, thinking that happiness lies somewhere in the distant future. But simplicity teaches us that joy can be found in the present, in the beauty of a sunrise, in the warmth of a loved one's smile, or in a moment of quiet reflection. By appreciating the simple moments, we create a life that is rich in meaning, a life that finds fulfillment in what is here now rather than in what is yet to come. This way of living also requires courage to let go of future-focused anxieties. Many people spend their days worrying about what lies ahead, missing the present moment entirely. By focusing on the now, we free ourselves from the grip of anxiety, learning to trust that we have the strength to face whatever comes our way. This trust in ourselves and in life's process allows us to experience each day fully, to embrace the unknown with confidence rather than fear. This release from anxiety brings a sense of liberation, allowing us to live with openness and joy. Living immediately is ultimately about creating a life that is whole and complete in each moment. It's a choice to participate fully, to engage with life as it unfolds, rather than waiting for some distant ideal. This commitment to the present brings a sense of fulfillment that cannot be found in future aspirations alone. By choosing to live now, we create a life that is vibrant, a life that reflects the wisdom of valuing each day. In every small act of joy, we find a reminder that life's richness is not something to be pursued, but something to be embraced here and now. Having embraced the art of living fully in the present, we now move to practical habits that build lasting inner strength and sustain our energy. In Stoicism, strength isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual resilience that carries us through life's challenges. The Stoics believed that cultivating certain habits could fortify the mind and prevent our energy from being drained by unnecessary distractions or anxieties. These habits are more than simple routines. They are disciplines that, when practiced consistently, become part of who we are. Each one serves as a foundation for a strong, resilient life that is less affected by external circumstances and more driven by inner stability and purpose. A core habit that strengthens resilience is practicing the art of silence. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it's a conscious decision to step back from noise, both external and internal. In a world where distractions are constant, carving out moments of silence allows us to reconnect with our thoughts and emotions without the influence of outside noise. This habit of quiet contemplation gives us the mental space to process, reflect, and gain clarity on what truly matters. In silence, we find a sanctuary of peace where we can gather our thoughts, recharge, and emerge with a renewed sense of focus. This practice helps us protect our energy, as it keeps us from being overwhelmed by the constant demands of modern life. Another essential habit is cultivating a mindset of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to govern our impulses and stay aligned with our values, even when it's challenging. This discipline isn't about rigidly controlling every action. It's about making intentional choices that serve our long-term goals. By strengthening self-discipline, we learn to resist distractions and prioritize what truly matters, conserving our energy for pursuits that align with our purpose. Self-discipline becomes a tool for resilience, a way to prevent our energy from being scattered on fleeting desires or superficial distractions. This habit builds an inner strength that keeps us grounded, focused, and unwavering in our commitments. Embracing simplicity is another powerful Stoic habit that preserves energy and fosters inner strength. Simplicity means letting go of excess, of unnecessary possessions, activities, and even relationships that drain us. By simplifying our lives, we free up time and energy to focus on what genuinely brings value and joy. This habit of simplicity teaches us that less is often more. It reminds us that our true strength doesn't come from what we own, but from our ability to live contentedly with what we need. Embracing simplicity brings clarity and peace, allowing us to direct our energy toward growth, connection, and purpose, rather than toward maintaining a lifestyle of constant acquisition. A practice of daily gratitude is also central to building resilience and sustaining energy. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, creating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. When we consistently acknowledge the good in our lives, we develop a deeper sense of contentment that isn't easily shaken by external challenges. Gratitude enhances our resilience by reminding us of our strengths, our resources, and the support we have around us. This habit prevents us from feeling depleted by focusing our attention on the positives, enabling us to face each day with renewed energy and optimism. A further habit that strengthens and energizes us is embracing voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed that facing discomfort willingly builds resilience, teaching us to endure challenges without complaint. By occasionally stepping out of our comfort zones, whether by taking on a difficult task, exercising, or practicing self-denial in small ways, we prepare ourselves to handle larger challenges with grace. This practice toughens the mind, making it less susceptible to stress or hardship. Embracing discomfort reminds us that we are capable of more than we realize, instilling a confidence that remains steady even in the face of adversity. This habit is a reminder that our energy grows when we are willing to push our boundaries. Developing the habit of purposeful detachment is another key to preventing energy from weakening. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means recognizing that our well-being doesn't have to depend on external factors. By practicing detachment, we cultivate an inner state of peace that remains unaffected by changing circumstances. This habit of detachment strengthens us by allowing us to respond to challenges calmly without being overwhelmed by emotions or external pressures. When we detach ourselves from outcomes, we save energy that would otherwise be spent on worry or frustration. This freedom brings a calm focus that enhances our resilience as we learn to navigate life with a steady and balanced perspective. The practice of consistent reflection rounds out these habits. Reflection allows us to evaluate our actions, assess our progress, and realign ourselves with our values. By setting aside time each day to reflect, we cultivate self-awareness, recognizing where we may be straying from our intentions or where we can improve. This habit builds inner strength by helping us learn from our experiences, making adjustments as needed. Reflection conserves energy by keeping us aligned with our purpose, preventing us from wasting time or effort on pursuits that don't serve our growth. It reinforces our resilience as it reminds us that we are always evolving, learning, and improving. In embracing these Stoic habits, we create a life that is resilient, centered, and energized. Each habit strengthens us, teaching us to conserve energy for what truly matters, to face life's challenges with confidence, and to live each day with intention and purpose. These habits are not quick fixes, but lifelong practices that, when cultivated over time, lead to a life of strength, peace, and fulfillment. Building upon the strength of Stoic habits that keep us resilient and energized, we now explore the subtle yet profound secrets within Stoicism that lead to true inner peace and happiness. The Stoics believed that lasting joy and calm are not found in fleeting pleasures or achievements, but in cultivating a balanced and grounded mind. This peace is born from within, shielded from the turbulence of the outside world, and strengthened by the wisdom of living in alignment with core values. In uncovering these 10 Stoic insights, we reveal timeless practices for nurturing a heart at rest, unshaken by external ups and downs, and a life filled with contentment and quiet joy. One essential Stoic key to inner peace is the practice of self-mastery. The Stoics taught that when we master our reactions and govern our impulses, we free ourselves from the constant pull of desires and aversions. Self-mastery is about knowing ourselves so deeply that we can respond with calm and intention rather than being swept away by immediate emotions. This practice strengthens our sense of control, as we understand that while we cannot dictate what happens, we can control how we respond. Through self-mastery, we gain the serenity that comes from feeling steady and secure, unburdened by reactive emotions and more connected to our inner stability. Embracing the concept of acceptance is another Stoic path to peace. Acceptance does not mean resignation, but rather a willingness to face reality as it is, without resistance. When we accept things beyond our control, we release ourselves from the mental struggle that drains our peace. The Stoics believed that inner tranquility is cultivated by letting go of the need for everything to be as we wish. This acceptance brings a sense of freedom, as we no longer fight against circumstances, but flow with them, conserving our energy for what we can influence. By embracing what is, we open ourselves to a peace that is enduring, regardless of external conditions. Another powerful Stoic practice for finding happiness is gratitude. Gratitude grounds us in the present moment, helping us appreciate the blessings in our lives, no matter how small. By regularly acknowledging what we are thankful for, we shift our focus from what is missing to what we have, creating a mindset of abundance. This attitude nurtures happiness from within, as it helps us recognize that fulfillment is not tied to acquiring more, but to appreciating what already exists. Gratitude also strengthens resilience, reminding us of our resources and support systems and allowing us to meet each day with a sense of contentment. A further Stoic insight for inner peace is the cultivation of detachment. Detachment is not about avoiding engagement, but rather about releasing the intense attachment to outcomes. By focusing on our actions rather than fixating on results, we learn to let go of expectations and embrace the process. This approach helps us remain steady as we no longer place our happiness on things beyond our control. Detachment brings a sense of lightness, freeing us from worry and disappointment. Through this practice, we find peace in knowing that we have done our part, releasing the rest to unfold as it will. The Stoic principle of purpose-driven living also leads to a deep sense of happiness and calm. When we align our actions with a higher purpose, we feel that our lives are meaningful and that our efforts contribute to something greater. This purpose acts as an anchor, providing direction and motivation even during challenging times. Living with purpose keeps us connected to what truly matters, reducing the likelihood of feeling lost or empty. By grounding ourselves in purpose, we create a life filled with fulfillment and joy, a life that reflects our values and brings a steady source of inner satisfaction. Cultivating patience is another Stoic practice that fosters peace. In a fast-paced world, patience allows us to pause, to observe, and to respond thoughtfully rather than rushing through life. The Stoics taught that true strength lies in the ability to endure with grace, to accept that not everything happens on our timetable. By practicing patience, we reduce frustration and create a mindset that is open and accepting of life's natural pace. Patience brings calm as we learn to trust the unfolding of events and to find peace in each moment rather than constantly seeking the next. This quiet strength transforms our experience, helping us approach life with a sense of ease. The Stoic practice of mindfulness is also key to finding peace. Mindfulness brings our awareness fully to the present moment, helping us avoid being lost in worries about the future or regrets about the past. By focusing on what is here now, we gain clarity and reduce mental clutter. Mindfulness strengthens our connection to ourselves, allowing us to respond to situations from a place of calm and clarity. This practice nurtures inner peace by grounding us in the here and now, creating a sense of stability that is unaffected by the noise of past or future concerns. Another secret to Stoic happiness is the practice of kindness. Kindness, both toward ourselves and others, creates a life filled with positive connections and mutual respect. By choosing to treat others with compassion and understanding, we build relationships based on trust and support, relationships that enrich our lives and bring joy. Kindness also includes self-compassion, allowing us to accept ourselves without harsh judgment. This gentle approach brings peace, as we learn to view ourselves and others with empathy rather than criticism. Through kindness, we create an environment of harmony that reflects the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with others. Embracing simplicity is another Stoic approach to inner peace. Simplicity encourages us to let go of excess, focusing instead on what truly brings value and joy. By living simply, we reduce the distractions that can drain our energy and attention. This practice brings clarity as we focus on what matters and release what does not serve us. Simplicity cultivates peace by reducing our attachment to material things and encouraging us to find happiness in the present moment. Through this practice, we discover that true fulfillment comes from within, not from the pursuit of more. The Stoic habit of self-reflection is a powerful tool for finding inner peace. By setting aside time each day to examine our actions, thoughts, and intentions, we gain insight into ourselves and our behavior. Self-reflection allows us to learn from our experiences, to make adjustments, and to grow. This practice fosters peace by helping us align our lives with our values, creating a sense of integrity and authenticity. Through regular self-reflection, we build a life that is true to who we are, a life that brings fulfillment and contentment. In these 10 Stoic secrets, we find a guide to a life filled with peace, strength, and happiness. Each practice deepens our connection to ourselves, to others, and to the present moment, creating a foundation of joy that endures. By embracing these principles, we nurture a life that is grounded, resilient, and rich in inner peace. With a deeper understanding of Stoic secrets for inner peace and happiness, we now explore how these same principles can build a life filled with lasting joy. The Stoics teach us that joy isn't found in fleeting moments of pleasure or temporary gains, but rather in a life lived with purpose, resilience, and harmony with oneself and others. A joyful life, according to Stoicism, is not one free from challenges, but one that approaches every experience with a mindset of growth, gratitude, and fulfillment. In embracing these principles fully, we uncover a joy that endures, independent of life's fluctuations and rooted in an inner contentment. A key element in cultivating joy through Stoic practices is the habit of intentional gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a passing feeling of thankfulness, but a steady mindset that transforms how we perceive our experiences. By regularly focusing on the blessings in our lives, both big and small, we shift our focus from what is lacking to what is present and valuable. This shift opens the door to joy as we begin to see abundance in the everyday. Gratitude enriches our lives by reminding us that joy is found not in what we accumulate, but in appreciating the present moment. This mindset nurtures a deep contentment that is free from constant striving, allowing us to experience joy as an integral part of each day. A joyful life also embraces the Stoic principle of accepting impermanence. Everything in life is temporary. The seasons change, people come and go, and circumstances evolve. By accepting the transient nature of life, we let go of the fear of loss and the need to cling tightly to what we have. This acceptance brings a sense of liberation, freeing us from the anxiety of trying to control every outcome. In embracing impermanence, we learn to savor each experience fully, knowing that it won't last forever. This approach deepens our joy by allowing us to experience life's beauty without attachment, to enjoy each moment for what it is rather than fearing its end. Living joyfully through Stoic practices also involves a commitment to meaningful connections. Stoicism encourages us to foster relationships that are built on mutual respect, kindness, and support. These connections add richness to our lives, providing companionship and understanding that lift our spirits. By choosing relationships that nurture growth and avoiding those that drain us, we create an environment that is conducive to joy. Strong, healthy connections remind us that we are part of something larger than ourselves, a community that enriches our lives and shares in both our joys and challenges. Another foundation of a joyful life is living in alignment with one's values. The Stoics emphasize the importance of integrity, of acting in ways that reflect our beliefs and ideals. When we live true to ourselves, we find a peace that brings happiness from within, as there is no inner conflict or regret. This authenticity strengthens our sense of self and provides a steady source of fulfillment, as each decision and action reflects our true nature. Living authentically creates a life of purpose and joy, as we are no longer swayed by external pressures or expectations, but guided by an inner compass of values. Practicing mindfulness is also essential in building a joyful life. Mindfulness helps us stay connected to the present, to fully engage with each moment instead of being lost in thoughts of the past or future. By focusing our attention on the here and now, we open ourselves to experience the fullness of life, from the simplest joys to the most profound insights. This presence brings a depth to our experiences, a richness that fills our lives with appreciation. Mindfulness reminds us that joy is not something to be chased, but something to be noticed and appreciated in each moment. A joyful life is also deeply rooted in resilience. Stoicism teaches that true joy is not the absence of hardship, but the ability to find light even in dark times. By cultivating resilience, we develop the strength to face life's challenges with grace, seeing them as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles to happiness. This mindset transforms adversity into a tool for building inner strength, turning moments of difficulty into stepping stones to a deeper, more enduring joy. Resilience helps us view life as a journey of learning and self-discovery, where every experience, good or bad, contributes to our growth and joy. The practice of moderation is another Stoic path to joy. In a world that often encourages excess, moderation teaches us that contentment is found not in indulgence, but in balance. By avoiding extremes and cultivating a mindset of enough, we create a life that is satisfying without being overburdened by desires. This balance brings peace, as we are not constantly reaching for more, but are able to find fulfillment in what we have. Moderation also conserves our energy, allowing us to focus on experiences and pursuits that genuinely enrich our lives, making joy a constant rather than a fleeting state. A joyful life also embraces a mindset of service to others. By contributing to the well-being of those around us, we experience a joy that is unique to giving. Service shifts our focus from self-centered concerns to the greater good, creating a sense of purpose and fulfillment that uplifts our spirits. Acts of kindness and compassion not only benefit others, but also bring us joy as they connect us to our shared humanity. This joy is enduring, rooted in the satisfaction of making a positive difference and in knowing that our lives contribute to something beyond ourselves. Practicing humility is another Stoic key to joy. Humility keeps us grounded, reminding us that we are not the center of the universe, but part of a vast, interconnected world. This perspective frees us from the pressures of constant self-importance, allowing us to approach life with curiosity and openness. Humility fosters joy by helping us appreciate the wisdom and experiences of others, to learn without ego, and to find wonder in the world around us. This openness brings a lightness to life, a joy that comes from embracing the journey rather than constantly seeking validation or success. Another Stoic habit that builds joy is the practice of reflection. Reflection allows us to assess our day, to recognize our achievements, and to acknowledge areas for growth. By regularly reflecting, we gain insight into our patterns and behaviors, helping us make intentional adjustments that align with our goals. This practice enhances joy by fostering a sense of accomplishment as we can see our progress and growth over time. Reflection also brings peace, as it provides a space to process emotions, learn from experiences, and refocus on what brings true fulfillment. Living with purpose is central to a joyful life. When we connect our actions to a larger mission, we experience a sense of meaning that brings deep satisfaction. Purpose guides us through challenges, motivates us to keep going, and reminds us of the impact we have on the world. This sense of purpose is a source of joy that remains steady even in difficult times, as it connects us to something greater than ourselves. Purposeful living enriches each day, making every action meaningful and every moment valuable. A joyful life is one that embraces self-compassion. Self-compassion teaches us to treat ourselves with kindness, to forgive our mistakes, and to accept ourselves fully. This practice brings joy by releasing us from the burdens of guilt and perfectionism, allowing us to grow without harsh self-criticism. Through self-compassion, we cultivate an inner peace that makes joy more accessible, as we are not held back by fear of failure or inadequacy. This gentle approach to ourselves creates a foundation of happiness as we learn to accept and love ourselves as we are. In integrating these Stoic practices, we build a life filled with lasting joy and inner peace. Each practice deepens our connection to ourselves and others, creating a foundation of strength, gratitude, and purpose. By embracing these principles, we create a life that reflects our highest values, a life that is truly joyful in its simplicity, resilience, and fulfillment. This is the essence of a Stoic life, a life lived with wisdom, compassion, and a profound sense of happiness, rooted in the present moment and in service to others. Transitioning from the path of building a joyful life, we now explore Stoic habits that bring an even deeper sense of calm and contentment to the mind. These habits are not just actions, but transformative practices that cultivate a steady, peaceful state of being. The Stoics believed that true peace comes from within, shaped by how we manage our thoughts, emotions, and reactions to the world. By adopting these practices, we foster a mindset that remains grounded and content, regardless of life's circumstances. Each habit contributes to an inner calm that empowers us to face life's challenges with clarity and resilience, creating a foundation for enduring contentment. One essential habit for a calm mind is the practice of mental clarity. Mental clarity involves letting go of unnecessary thoughts and distractions that cloud our minds and prevent us from fully experiencing the present. By setting aside time to clear our minds, we create a space for calmness and focus. This practice requires us to examine our thoughts, discerning which are constructive and which drain our energy. Mental clarity strengthens our peace by freeing us from cluttered thinking, allowing us to face each day with a focused, untroubled mind. This habit fosters a deep sense of inner quiet, as we no longer carry the burden of unhelpful thoughts or anxieties. Practicing detachment is another key Stoic habit that nurtures a calm mindset. Detachment doesn't mean distancing ourselves from life. Rather, it's the ability to engage without becoming overly attached to specific outcomes. By detaching from the need for things to go a certain way, we free ourselves from the anxiety of constantly managing life's variables. Detachment allows us to approach each situation with openness, accepting that outcomes may differ from our expectations. This habit brings contentment, as we no longer hinge our happiness on external events. By practicing detachment, we embrace each moment fully without the fear of loss or disappointment, finding peace in the flow of life. The habit of gratitude also plays a central role in cultivating a content mind. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, creating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. By regularly reflecting on our blessings, we foster a deep sense of appreciation for life as it is, which reduces the desire for constant change or more. This gratitude enriches our perspective, helping us see beauty in the present rather than yearning for something different. By nurturing gratitude, we create a foundation of contentment that brings peace, as we realize that fulfillment is not about having more, but about valuing what is already here. A further habit for a calm and content mind is practicing acceptance. Acceptance means facing reality without resistance, allowing us to experience life as it is rather than wishing it were different. When we accept situations beyond our control, we release ourselves from the mental struggle that drains our peace. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding that certain things are simply outside our influence. This habit brings a profound sense of calm, as we no longer waste energy on fighting what cannot be changed. By embracing acceptance, we learn to flow with life, finding peace in the knowledge that we can navigate challenges without the need to control every detail. The habit of self-reflection is also essential for a calm mind. Self-reflection allows us to assess our thoughts, actions, and emotions, helping us understand our patterns and make mindful adjustments. By regularly reflecting, we gain insight into what brings us peace and what disturbs it, enabling us to make choices that align with our inner values. This practice fosters contentment by keeping us connected to ourselves as we learn to live in alignment with our true nature. Reflection helps us grow from our experiences, creating a life that feels purposeful and intentional. Through this habit, we cultivate a deep sense of calm as we gain confidence in our ability to learn and adapt. Living simply is another Stoic habit that nurtures a peaceful mindset. Simplicity encourages us to let go of excess, focusing only on what truly brings value and joy. By reducing our attachment to material things and embracing a life of less, we create space for peace and contentment. This habit teaches us that fulfillment is not found in acquiring more, but in appreciating the essentials. Living simply brings clarity and calm, as we are no longer distracted by the pursuit of endless possessions or desires. By focusing on what matters, we build a life that is rich in meaning and purpose, a life that brings steady, lasting contentment. The practice of kindness is a powerful Stoic habit that fosters both calm and contentment. Kindness connects us to others in a way that is grounded in compassion and understanding, creating a positive environment that enriches our lives. By choosing kindness, we create relationships based on trust, respect, and mutual support, which contribute to a peaceful state of mind. This habit also includes kindness toward ourselves, allowing us to accept our imperfections without judgment. By practicing kindness, we cultivate a sense of harmony within and around us, a harmony that brings joy and contentment to each day. In embracing these 7 Stoic habits, we create a life filled with calm, resilience, and enduring peace. Each practice deepens our connection to ourselves and the world, building a mindset that is unshaken by external circumstances. By nurturing these habits, we foster a sense of fulfillment and contentment that endures, a life that reflects our highest values and brings a steady, quiet joy. This is the heart of a Stoic life, a life of clarity, purpose, and a profound sense of inner peace. Following the foundation of calm and contentment through daily habits, we now turn to the ultimate pursuit in Stoicism, a path toward lasting happiness and fulfillment. For the Stoics, happiness wasn't a fleeting emotion, but a stable state of being cultivated through virtue, wisdom, and alignment with nature's flow. This journey to enduring joy is rooted not in external circumstances, but in a strong, centered character and a life led with purpose. The Stoic approach reveals that fulfillment isn't something we chase. It's something we build within ourselves, one intentional choice at a time. By understanding these principles, we unlock a happiness that persists regardless of life's changes, a joy that is both deep and unbreakable. The Stoic path to fulfillment begins with the practice of embracing virtue as the highest good. To the Stoics, virtue means more than just ethical behavior. It's about striving to live with integrity, compassion, courage, and justice. These virtues form the backbone of happiness because they connect us to something greater than ourselves. By aligning our actions with our values, we create a life that feels complete and meaningful. Virtue brings a sense of pride and satisfaction as we know we are contributing positively to the world. This commitment to virtue is what makes happiness resilient, as it's rooted in who we are rather than in what we have. Living with wisdom is another pillar of lasting happiness. Wisdom allows us to see life with clarity, to understand what truly matters, and to make decisions that reflect this understanding. It involves cultivating discernment, the ability to separate what is within our control from what is not, and to focus our energy where it can be effective. Wisdom also teaches us to approach life with a balanced perspective, acknowledging that challenges are natural and often opportunities for growth. Through wisdom, we find peace in uncertainty, and joy becomes a constant companion as we navigate life with insight and purpose. Embracing resilience is essential to the Stoic pursuit of fulfillment. Life is unpredictable, and resilience is the strength that allows us to face its highs and lows with grace. The Stoics believed that true happiness isn't about avoiding hardship, but about developing the inner resources to handle it well. By building resilience, we cultivate a mindset that doesn't waver in adversity, but instead grows stronger. This resilience brings a lasting joy as we learn to trust in our ability to face challenges and overcome them. This inner strength becomes a source of pride and fulfillment, showing us that happiness is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to rise through it. A key component of lasting happiness in Stoicism is the practice of self-discipline. Self-discipline empowers us to act in alignment with our values, rather than being driven by fleeting desires. It's the foundation for a life of purpose and fulfillment, as it enables us to make choices that reflect our true priorities. This discipline creates a sense of control and satisfaction, as we know we are living intentionally rather than being swayed by impulses. By practicing self-discipline, we free ourselves from the chaos of unchecked desires, cultivating a life that is steady, focused, and deeply satisfying. Cultivating gratitude is another Stoic practice that leads to enduring happiness. Gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, fostering a mindset of abundance. This shift brings contentment and reduces the desire for constant change or more. Gratitude reminds us that fulfillment is not about external circumstances, but about appreciating the present. This practice deepens our joy by encouraging us to notice the beauty and blessings in each day, creating a life filled with simple pleasures. Through gratitude, we cultivate a happiness that is resilient, as it doesn't depend on acquiring anything new, but on valuing what already exists. The Stoic path to fulfillment also involves embracing a sense of purpose. Purpose gives our lives meaning, connecting our actions to a cause that is greater than ourselves. This purpose brings motivation and direction, guiding us through both good times and challenging ones. Living with purpose makes each day feel valuable as our efforts contribute to something enduring. This sense of purpose is a source of deep joy as it transforms ordinary actions into meaningful contributions. By aligning ourselves with a purpose, we experience a fulfillment that is steady and reliable, a happiness that is strengthened by knowing we are making a positive impact. Practicing detachment is also crucial for finding lasting happiness. Detachment doesn't mean withdrawing from life. It's about releasing our need for specific outcomes. By focusing on our efforts rather than fixating on results, we free ourselves from the stress of constant worry and disappointment. Detachment brings a sense of peace as we recognize that our worth and happiness are not determined by circumstances. This practice creates a stable joy as we no longer hinge our fulfillment on things beyond our control. Through detachment, we experience freedom, finding happiness in the journey rather than in a specific destination. Another cornerstone of the Stoic path is building meaningful relationships. The Stoics believed that human connection is essential to a fulfilling life. By cultivating relationships based on trust, respect, and kindness, we enrich our lives with companionship and support. These connections bring joy that is deeply satisfying, as we know we are part of a community that values us. Building strong relationships reminds us that happiness is not a solitary pursuit, but something we share with others. This sense of belonging adds depth to our joy, as we feel connected to something larger than ourselves. A focus on simplicity also contributes to lasting happiness. Simplicity teaches us to appreciate the essentials, freeing us from the burden of constant acquisition. By living with less, we find more time and space to enjoy what truly matters. This approach fosters contentment, as we are no longer distracted by the need for more, but instead appreciate the richness of a simple life. Simplicity brings clarity and peace, as it reduces the distractions that prevent us from experiencing true joy. Through this practice, we discover that happiness is not about possessions, but about experiencing life fully and gratefully. Mindfulness is another Stoic practice that deepens our experience of happiness. Mindfulness keeps us connected to the present, helping us savor each moment rather than being lost in regrets or worries. By focusing our attention on the here and now, we create a life that feels vibrant and engaged. This presence brings a joy that is steady and grounded, as we are fully aware of the blessings in each day. Mindfulness reminds us that happiness is found not in some future achievement, but in appreciating the present moment. Through mindfulness, we experience life more fully, creating a sense of fulfillment that endures. Embracing humility is essential to the Stoic pursuit of happiness. Humility reminds us that we are part of a vast world, encouraging us to approach life with openness and curiosity. This perspective frees us from the pressures of constant comparison or self-importance, allowing us to find joy in simple experiences and learning from others. Humility brings a lightness to life, as we are no longer burdened by ego or the need for validation. This openness creates a happiness that is genuine, rooted in a sense of wonder and appreciation for the world around us. In following these principles, we create a life of lasting happiness and fulfillment. Each practice deepens our sense of purpose, strengthens our resilience, and connects us to a joy that is steady and unbreakable. By embracing the Stoic path, we build a happiness that endures, a fulfillment that is both profound and enduring, a life that reflects the values and wisdom that bring us true contentment. This is the essence of a fulfilled life, a life lived with integrity, gratitude, and a joy that radiates from within. Following the path to lasting happiness and fulfillment, we now turn to daily rituals that bring Stoic wisdom into every moment, grounding each day in purpose and meaning. These rituals are simple yet powerful actions that, when practiced consistently, create a life filled with peace, resilience, and joy. The Stoics understood that true happiness is built not through grand achievements, but through small, intentional practices that align our minds with our deepest values. By embracing these daily rituals, we bring the principles of Stoicism to life, cultivating a day-to-day existence that is rich, balanced, and deeply satisfying. One foundational Stoic ritual is the morning reflection. As each day begins, taking time to reflect on how we want to live is a way to set our intentions with clarity. This practice isn't about rigid planning, but rather about reminding ourselves of the values and virtues we aspire to uphold. In reflecting on our intentions, we prepare our minds to face the day with integrity, courage, and purpose. This morning ritual sets a tone of mindfulness, encouraging us to approach each situation with wisdom and kindness. By anchoring ourselves in these intentions, we navigate the day with a sense of peace and purpose, knowing we are acting in alignment with our highest self. Another essential daily ritual is practicing gratitude. Gratitude is more than simply acknowledging the good things in our lives. It's an active choice to recognize the value of what we have rather than focusing on what we lack. Each day, taking a moment to reflect on the blessings, relationships, and opportunities before us fosters a sense of abundance. This ritual shifts our mindset from scarcity to appreciation, cultivating a happiness that isn't dependent on acquiring more, but on valuing what is already present. Gratitude creates a foundation of contentment, reminding us that joy is found in appreciating life as it is, rather than constantly seeking more. A powerful Stoic ritual for a meaningful life is the practice of detachment. Detachment is not about avoiding emotions or experiences, but about releasing the need for specific outcomes. Each day, we encounter situations that may not go as planned, and by practicing detachment, we free ourselves from the disappointment that arises when reality differs from our expectations. This ritual helps us remain calm and resilient, accepting each moment for what it is rather than what we hoped it would be. Detachment allows us to experience life fully without being weighed down by unmet desires or frustrations, fostering a steady joy that persists regardless of circumstances. Another key daily ritual is mindful breathing. Breathing exercises are a simple yet profound way to center ourselves, especially during stressful or overwhelming moments. By focusing on our breath, we ground ourselves in the present, releasing any anxieties or distractions that may cloud our minds. This practice brings a sense of calm and clarity, helping us respond to situations from a place of thoughtfulness rather than reactivity. Mindful breathing reminds us of the importance of staying present, of letting go of worries about the past or future, and of finding peace in each breath. This ritual serves as a touchstone for tranquility, a moment to reset and reconnect with ourselves. Daily reflection is another transformative Stoic practice. At the end of each day, taking time to assess our actions, thoughts, and feelings allows us to learn and grow. This ritual is not about self-criticism, but about honest self-examination, recognizing where we succeeded and where we can improve. By reflecting on our day, we gain insight into our patterns, making adjustments that align us more closely with our values. This practice fosters a mindset of continuous growth as we learn from our experiences and strive to become better each day. Reflection brings clarity and intention, creating a life that is purposeful and aligned with our true self. The ritual of kindness also plays a central role in a meaningful life. Each day presents countless opportunities to treat others with compassion, patience, and understanding. By choosing kindness in our interactions, we create positive connections and contribute to a more harmonious environment. This practice not only benefits those around us, but also nurtures our own happiness as we find joy in giving and empathy. Kindness becomes a way of life, a choice to approach each person with respect and care. Through kindness, we cultivate relationships that enrich our lives, creating a foundation of love and connection that brings lasting fulfillment. Practicing simplicity is another valuable daily ritual. Simplicity encourages us to focus on what truly matters, letting go of excess and distraction. This practice involves prioritizing our time, energy, and resources toward activities and relationships that bring genuine joy and purpose. By simplifying our lives, we create space for peace and clarity, reducing the stress that comes from constant busyness. This ritual reminds us that fulfillment is found not in accumulation, but in focusing on essentials. Through simplicity, we experience a life that feels lighter, more balanced, and aligned with what we truly value. Mindfulness in daily tasks is another transformative Stoic ritual. Whether we are working, cooking, or spending time with loved ones, bringing our full attention to each activity enhances our experience of life. Mindfulness reminds us that every moment is an opportunity to connect, to appreciate, and to grow. By fully engaging in whatever we are doing, we create a sense of flow and satisfaction, turning ordinary moments into meaningful experiences. This practice fosters presence, allowing us to savor each day rather than rushing through it. Through mindfulness, we cultivate a life that is rich in detail, a life that brings joy in the simple act of being fully present. Setting boundaries is also an essential Stoic ritual for a meaningful life. Boundaries protect our time, energy, and well-being, helping us focus on what truly matters. By saying no to distractions or obligations that don't align with our values, we create space for what brings genuine fulfillment. This practice is not about isolation, but about honoring our priorities, recognizing that we cannot give our best if we are constantly overextended. Boundaries empower us to live intentionally, preserving our energy for pursuits that align with our purpose. Through this ritual, we build a life that reflects our true intentions, a life that feels balanced and grounded. The practice of acceptance is a cornerstone of Stoic rituals for happiness and meaning. Each day, we encounter situations that challenge our expectations, and by practicing acceptance, we release the need for control. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It's about embracing life as it unfolds, trusting that each experience offers an opportunity for growth. This ritual brings peace, as we no longer waste energy resisting what we cannot change. Through acceptance, we find freedom and resilience, approaching life with openness rather than frustration. This practice deepens our joy as we learn to appreciate each moment for what it is, finding meaning in both the predictable and the unexpected. In adopting these 10 daily rituals, we cultivate a life filled with happiness, peace, and purpose. Each practice brings us closer to the wisdom of Stoicism, creating a foundation for a meaningful existence. Through these rituals, we align our lives with our deepest values, finding joy not in fleeting pleasures, but in the steady fulfillment of a life well lived. These rituals remind us that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, one that unfolds through mindful, intentional choices each day. As we close this journey through the Stoic lessons for a happier life, remember that each principle we explored is a tool, a guide to creating a life of resilience, purpose, and profound joy. From embracing what we can control to practicing gratitude in all things, each lesson equips us to find peace and strength, regardless of life's twists and turns. We've seen how reframing challenges as opportunities can lift us above life's hardships, how self-mastery and daily reflection nurture inner calm, and how living with purpose and compassion enriches our lives and those around us. These teachings remind us that true happiness isn't found in fleeting pleasures or external successes. It's rooted in a steady mind and an open heart. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these Stoic lessons speaks to you the most? Is there one that you're inspired to start applying today? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and share your reflections. And if you found value in these lessons, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay connected and dive deeper into Stoic wisdom and timeless life strategies. Thank you for being here. Your journey to a happier, more fulfilled life is just beginning.